March Badness 2024.
Oh,
My name is Baco, and this is the Selection Sunday show, Thursday night edition. I'd like to, well, I guess I'm not used to the arrows now. LC, the co-host to Cobras and Fire, probably put him in the wrong spot. That's Chris Sinzak from Decibel Geek right below me. And to my left, hey, I got that one right. Aaron Camaro, also from the Decibel Geek podcast. Welcome, gentlemen.
Yes.
Yeah, all right. And it's springtime. The birds are coming back. The sun's been shining.
It's meteorological spring as of tomorrow. March 1st is the first day. That's when I acknowledge spring.
Oh, so. Right. Okay. Well, that makes sense because that means spring is here pretty much.
Yeah.
March Badness.
It's a couple hours away.
Yeah. Perfect timing for March Badness.
Let the badness begin. This is the third annual, I believe. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
We skipped it last year because of scheduling shit. By that, I forgot to, crank this right at the beginning, but better late than never. Anyway, Chris Sinzak, how are you? You're the only one who hasn't spoken yet.
I'm good, man. Happy to be back for this. Ready to talk about some really shitty albums. Let's do it.
Returning champion. 2 times.
Am I the champion?
Of March Badness, yes.
Yeah, you totally are. We all hate you for being the Kansas City Chiefs of March Badness.
So that means
you have your finger on the pulse of horrible music.
Yeah, I'm good at something. Yay. I'm going for that three-peat.
LC, you've had the number one pick now. You've had a few, basically 2 years to think about this. Mm-hmm. Leading up to today, was there any is it going to be this? You're like negotiating with yourself, like who you're going to pick?
Yeah, I mean, in general, like the hardest thing to come up with is new things when we've had 2 years prior. And I had, you know what? I have a little bit of a theme. Camaro had a theme one year. I kind of have a theme this time. And that's kind of what I did to flip it up. But you want to hit kind of maybe summarize a little bit about the show so people are 100% on board that maybe are new or no?
The March Badness or just Cobras and Fire?
No, just the March Badness in general and what albums we're not going to talk about today or whatever's on your agenda.
Boy, I was really hoping you pulled up that list so you could read them off there.
I think I could summarize it. So
yeah, okay, go ahead.
I could try. So ones you might think, hey, why aren't these guys bringing these albums up? So ones that we've talked about on the show, either with March Badness, because before we even did the picks like we're doing tonight, we used to just randomly pick bad albums to review. So see if I'm missing any here. Def Leppard, Adrenalize, not on the table. Ones we've reviewed, Kiss, The Elder's not there. We've got ones in the past. Unfortunately, we won't be throwing in. Give me your 2 wins, Sinzak. Come on,
Chris, All for One, and yes. Ted Nugent's the barbecue record. That's all I know.
Shut Up and Jam is what it was called.
Ted Nugent's not going to be there. Let's see. Where are some ones of the best? Saints of Los Angeles. Motley Crue is not going to be there.
Right. Kiss, Crazy Nights, or Asylum.
There you go. Those 2. Yeah, ours, we just did Asylum last year in lieu of not doing the picks, but we just picked that one.
Can I pause you for 1 second, Devin? This is we don't need to elaborate, but this is related to our conversation earlier today. We've already well surpassed my over-under on viewers. And I would like to say hello, Todd Cunningham and Shane Paisley. So,
all right.
What else?
We've got you two.
The Mooger Fooger.
No, there's more than 2. They're the ones who have commented. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, say hello and let us know you're here.
Yeah.
Is there any other ones we should mention?
Well, as they come in, I'll try to say some things. But yeah, keep going on.
I'm saying I think that might be the list.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Saint Anger is off the table.
Yeah. Van Halen 3.
Yep.
Oh, that one's off. I forgot about that one.
Yep. Van Halen 3 is off, and that might be all of them. So just so you know, there's some. If you're thinking like, hey, where are these big ones that they're not mentioning? They've already been done.
And Lulu has been determined to be not eligible,
unreviewable,
undraftable. Yeah, they didn't pass their urine test, so they are not eligible for the tournament. No.
Yeah, well, Aaron and I did the best and worst of Metallica, and one of us actually listened to the album. I'm not going to say who it was.
I can tell you who it wasn't.
This guy.
Yeah.
Well
It's
done.
that.
I still haven't heard anything past.
He
the
didn't even
30-second
bother to
iTunes.
listen to it again. I put myself through complete hell listening to that shit.
I think if you listen to one song, you're good
Why?
to go.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Cecil.
Cecil.
Hey, all right. Got
So-
some
Hey, Robert.
Got some
Pasquale.
with us.
All right.
Oh yeah, man. I'm excited for this. You know, the first year we did this, my attitude was I'm going to pick albums that I like that other people always shit on. That didn't work. That was the year through with the Ted Nugent thing. So then I thought, okay, I got to do something different this year. And then so last year what I did was I picked albums that I thought other people always shit on. Had some Nickelback in there and stuff
Mhm.
like that, you know, and I thought that's going to work. And then we all lost Chris Czynszak again when he brought Peter Chris all for one. And so when I look at that, I go, what is Chris's formula to win every time? And I think it's like your listeners actually don't like you very much.
No.
And they really actually hate you and want to see you suffer. So my attitude this year was like, how can I make Baco and Loose Cannon really suffer? That was the key to Chris Czynszak's wins. And so I think your listeners are going to see my picks and they're going to go, yeah, we're going to really stick it to these guys and we're going to make them do something horrible and we're going to watch it. We're going to listen to it. It's going to be great. So what I've picked this year for my strategy is albums that your listeners will want to see you suffer to listen to. And
Which Ugly Kid Joe album is it, Aaron?
Oh, how dare you? How dare
yeah,
you? You know, it's kind of like when we did we started the Buy Us a Beer program just to share a beer with the listeners, and then all of a sudden we're getting Old English and fucking horrible things like that. So you're right. They pick things to torment us, and then we're like, we're done.
Space Dust.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that was a rough episode.
That's actually one of my faves.
Yeah, I know.
Hmm.
I like that beer.
I was going to say Chris Czynszak drinks that shit on purpose.
I do. I like it.
But I didn't taste bad, but you only need one, and then
Oh, yeah.
12 hours of rest. But
I never drank more than 3.
all right.
Yeah.
Well, hell, man, LC. Let's get into your first pick. Go ahead. Do you want to expose the method to your madness before you pick, or you want to save that little secret?
No, I
Yeah.
can just mention in the middle. So my strategy is I'm going to pick terrible albums, but ones that I'd really enjoy talking about. So think about that, listener. Think about maybe this would be more fun for them to talk about. I'm trying to help. I'm trying to make me not get a 40 of old English. But anyway, we'll see how this goes. But yeah, so my strategy is that, like lots of fodder that could be talked about with the albums as well as them being terrible. So
I guess
yeah.
technically you guys should be picking all great albums. Like Led Zeppelin 2, that's my pick.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm not. I enjoy
Yeah,
ripping an album apart.
Yeah,
Don't get me
we
wrong.
definitely did. The whole thing was inspired by our Sonic Boom episode.
That's right. That one's also not available.
Oh, yeah. And also
Classic.
a quick StreamYard question, Chris. Since I pulled up comments, now the
Click on the comment you want to highlight.
No. I want to get back to where I got like the music and the pictures and stuff. Let's see where that went.
Go to probably brand.
Oh, there we go. All right, LC, what do you got for us?
All right. I'm going to start out with a biggie. We're not starting small here, people. No, this might be a little bit controversial, but this. Oh, God, I was hoping that we'd have the Camaro.
Aaron learned how to throw his voice.
He looked behind him.
There's another one of me. Okay. But here's one of the biggest bands on the planet now and forever. And I own all this, the entire catalog from this band, one of the first couple albums that I owned. And this album I'm going to talk about is probably maybe third or fourth one when I started collecting their catalog back in the day. And this album has made it to number one. It has sold 7 million copies in the U.S. alone. And it followed one of the biggest albums ever released in any genre, period. And that is the album, AC/DC, Let There Be Rock, parentheses, We Salute You.
Well, that's an interesting pick.
Yeah, and I'd like to elaborate a little bit here.
Yeah, that's a.
Yeah, you might be like that. That people might be thinking, hey, that's like Octung Baby when you pick that up, which is my favorite pick. But yeah, I mean, this album. I mean, from the time that I heard it, I was so disappointed. Everything on this album is a copy of a copy of a copy of Back in Black and Highway to Hell. And it just fell apart to the point where they just said, fuck you, Mutt Lange. We're going to flick the switch and we're out of here. That's how bad this album was. It has a single called Let's Get It Up. Let's get it up. Let's get it up. That is a dick softener. There's no way. I don't care how much Viagra you take. That song sucks. We're talking about, it starts off with one of the greatest fucking songs on earth. And that's it. Those 21 guns go off, and that's it. The next thing you do, they're putting the finger on you, and it's the middle one, people. This album.
And that is 7 guns being shot 3 times.
Whatever. Just 21 gun salute. Don't care. I mean, it doesn't even help the fact that it has a cannon on the cover for me. I don't care if it's loose or not. It's printed on, it looks like a brown paper bag. Why? Because it's a vomit bag. This album falls off the fucking it's done after that opening track. You know what?
Oh, you're already getting called out. You're going the Camaro route from 2 years ago. Yeah, horrible pick from
Listen,
Cecil Miller.
there's a song.
I'm with you, Cecil. This is not a winner. This is not a number one.
You know what?
Pick,
There's a song called Spellbound. You know what the definition of spellbound is? It means to hold your complete attention as if by magic. That song puts me to sleep. That's the closing song. Are you fucking kidding me? Inject the venom? Ew.
We're going to be here till midnight if you have 5 minutes of scripted material for every pick.
do.
But I'm going to give
you put way more effort into this than I did. Trust me, buddy.
No. This is it. I'm done with this. And that is simply that knives. What does it even mean? Knives are long knives. Is there a measuring? Is there a guy out there? Is Crocodile Dundee the fucking judge?
That's not a knife.
That's not a knife, right?
That's a knife.
Is it neither long knives? Is it the knife that's after you fucking let me put my love into you and cut your cake with your knife? Is that long enough for you? Is it a dick reference?
Wow.
This album sucks.
It's AC/DC. Of course, it's a dick reference.
Lame, and there's a reason that none of these songs are ever played or requested by anybody live.
Wrap this up, man. I am gonna
and also say, you know what?
The panel say something now.
I'll tell you one last thing. Evil walks, and COD.
You don't get any more
one
last things. All right. Actually, I kind of get where you're going with this. I've always felt this record was basically it was like it's like any show that was after Seinfeld. It benefited from being after Seinfeld, so it had a good audience. This record is not very good.
This is the Suddenly Susan AC/DC.
March. I don't know that this is March Badness bad, but whatever. It's your pick. Number 1, AC/DC. We Let There Be Rock, gentlemen. Other than LC, who I'll have to mute here at some point, do you guys have any comments on his pick?
I've never heard anybody be so angry about an album.
I'm just happy somebody made a Suddenly Susan reference.
That's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm so furious.
Right.
I'm going to reference Suddenly Susan.
I'll try to squeeze Just Shoot Me in somewhere.
For a second, I couldn't figure out how to unmute him, but all right. Well, yeah, Aaron Camaro, man, you have the second pick. How long have you been thinking about this? Were you worried that LC might take AC/DC, Let There Be Rock, or are you safe with your number 1 overall pick right now?
Well, it's like I always have my pen ready and I got my piece of paper with my picks on it. Whenever somebody picks, I'm ready to cross one off because I think, you guys are just as smart as I am. But then Loose Cannon picks something like, that's not even on my list. It's not that bad. I got a whole bunch of albums here that are way worse than that one. So refresh my memory. How many picks do we each get?
8.
8. Okay. Man, I've got one here. And I think it's the winner. I really think it's the winner, but like the dramatic side of me wants to save it for my last pick, but I'm also fearful that somebody else might take it before I do, but I'd really like to save it for last just to increase its odds of making it to the finals. But I think it's the winner. I just got to put it out there on the table. I just know Chris Czynszak too well, and I think he's probably thought of this. And if I don't put it out there when it's his turn, I'm going to be like, oh, he picked it.
It's a local H album, isn't it?
Hell no. No local H on my list. They don't even have bad albums.
That's right.
Total joke.
So
I can't wait until you hit this exact time he actually laughs.
This is so bizarre.
all right, so I'm just gonna lay it out on the line because I don't want nobody else to take it because I know it's the winner. So my number one pick in March Badness
God.
from 1992, the self-titled debut of Mitch Malloy.
Well played, my friend.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. We might as well just stop.
I know.
Guys.
What's going to beat that?
If I know our listeners,
Yeah, I did it. I dethroned Chris
Motherfucker.
Czynszak. Hell yeah.
You might have with that. And by the way, happy birthday, Bucko. Happy birthday, Bucko.
Yeah.
oh man,
Let's give props. Who gave you that cameo from Malloy?
I think it was. I don't want.
I understand.
Why did you fucking do that? Now I'm an asshole for not remembering exactly. I think it was
Why do you think I
Rockford.
did it?
Yeah. All right.
Oh man.
You know what? I'm gonna be muting you a lot. I think.
Great.
But Aaron, what's the name of that record?
It's self-titled debut. It's Mitch Malloy.
Okay.
And he's had other albums since then, but I just thought, you know what? Let's just go with the debut album.
You think he'll unblock us on Twitter if he wins?
That's right. You think it's some kind of prize.
That's also my ulterior motive. This is my way not only to win March Badness, to give your listeners a really fun, good time, but also to rebuild that bridge between you and Mitch Malloy.
And that's a bridge that I really want repaired.
But I gotta know. Chris, did you have that on your list?
I did not. And that's
Did anybody? I don't know how I didn't think about that. LC?
That wasn't even in the radar. No,
Man,
there's some kind of
what
Malloy
a perfect
filter
pick.
I have.
It's pretty brilliant. I don't think you're.
I wanted to save it for last.
I mean, first of all, the guy's a goddamn mascot. Plus, it's a horrible record.
It's a whole record.
I've never heard that
I
album.
don't even know if I want to pick anymore.
Wait, is that the one that you gifted me for Christmas? Is that the only album he has?
No, he's
no, he's got other.
Yeah,
that's the record though he picked.
Okay, I have the physical.
I've got it.
I've never played it. Now is my opportunity.
Yeah.
Here's what: if it wins, Elsie, what we should do is you should have like a boombox in the background rather than actually like play snippets. We'll just have you just push play for a minute and then stop.
I like it.
All right. Well done.
Nice. Yeah.
And, Aaron, I think the listeners are going to start checking out, but it is my pick. So if it's all right, I'm going to get into it here. I don't have a long drawn out explanation, so I'm just going to kind of mumble and talk. And this guy is somebody who's kind of dealing with some stuff right now, but back in the 80s, boy, he was something. He was top of the pops. He was fucking had a great TV show, a burgeoning movie career, and an HBO special to coincide with the release of this wonderful record. Bruce Willis with The Return of Bruno is my number one pick.
Wow.
Okay.
And hold on.
Is that a rock album?
It's rock enough.
Okay. All right.
Baco, you're not going to believe this. I have this on my list.
Yes! Suck it, Czynszak!
I can't believe how many of these that I've been gifted.
I just can't believe
you
two people
over the
thought of The
years.
Return of Bruno in the same week. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's a good hurt for me, though. That's going to be a weird one if it wins because I don't actually hate it, but it's not very good.
I didn't
I
have
like
it as my
this.
top pick, but it's on there.
Wow.
Doesn't that have a cover of On the Boardwalk?
Yeah, it's got a lot of covers, but yeah, that's one of them.
Respect yourself.
I got the vinyl from him as well for Christmas. So 2 picks already that we can. I can drop the needle.
Have you seen the documentary for the return of Bruno?
That's the one
I mentioned it in my little lead up. Chris, thanks for not listening.
I'm terrible about that.
Yes, it features Paul Stanley as well as many other famous people.
Really? On the album or in the documentary?
It's like a little
Documentary,
movie thing.
yeah.
All right.
I like his when he decides to be in a band where he plays harmonica and has 3 female bass players, and that's the band. So
3 female bass players.
Tommy Gunn. So
Yeah.
I like it.
all right, well, on to you, Sinzak, the reigning champion, the Travis Kelce, the Kansas City Swifties, the man.
All right now.
Who knows horrible music more than anybody.
Yeah.
What do you have for your first pick here?
Hopefully it's on
March
Frontiers.
Madness?
It's not on Frontiers, but there are certainly
funny,
albums
Cody.
that qualify.
All right.
No, I've got something pretty awful here. And it's all along the lines of the Return of Bruno thing, because this is not a hard rock / metal artist. Although you thought you were going to get away from Lou Reed with Lulu. My first pick is the 1975 classic by Lou Reed, Metal Machine Music.
Oh, God damn you.
Listed as the genre of noise, and that's very accurate. RCA Victor probably to this day regrets releasing this album. It is absolute garbage. It's just noise. The whole album, it's just noise. And there are people that actually with a straight face will say they love this album. Those people are lying. And I hope to see you guys review this record.
Wow.
Well, right back at you, Sinzak. This was on my list too.
Oh, wow. We're on the same wavelength here.
Yeah, apparently.
I forgot about that one. Just in general, like just whoever made Lou Reed respectable or whatever, like that was a hell of a trick, right? To say that guy's a talent. Velvet Underground.
Come on. He's not talentless.
Oh, come on.
I see Toomey's manning up the peanut gallery already.
All right.
Yeah.
I like it.
I see.
We did have New Noise for a long time.
Yeah.
I've never even heard that album. I don't.
I remember checking it out just because of the name. You know what I mean? It tricks you. And
Oh.
you get in there and you're like, ooh.
I know, right? Yeah, 100%.
You better hope this doesn't win. I'll just say that.
No, I'm already there. Yeah, that's kind of why I was like, well, maybe I'll throw it in at the end. But I've also kind of decided that I don't know that seeding matters much. I don't. But
Not really.
well, anyway, Sinzak, you got back-to-back picks. What's coming in for your second pick?
Okay, and this is something I stumbled on, not even in preparation for this tournament. Just because Aaron and I did that Warrant, best and worst of, and it got me into the ultraphobic and and listening to bands that were trying to do the grunge route, and then stumbled upon one that I didn't even remember happening at the time. In 1995, Danger Danger released an album called Dawn, and that's my next pick. And
I think it's called Dawn Dawn.
maybe it is.
Danger, danger, dawn, dawn.
No Ted Poley on this record. It's a different guy singing, and they performed as a trio, and Bruno Ravel even does all the guitar parts. And the fact that, yes, I know who Bruno Ravel is sad enough to start with. But that's my next pick. Danger, Danger, Dawn. It's not that bad of an album, but it'd be interesting to hear your thoughts on that.
That's a hell of a sell.
Not too bad.
Not too bad.
Hey, I didn't pick for those about to rock. Give me a break.
It's only because that song.
Man.
I'm telling you, you're brainwashed, people.
All right. Well, I have the next pick then. This is one that I picked in the past, and I know it hurts Aaron's feelings when I pick this artist, but I do think this would be a really good one for March Badness, and it is just it's a fun and colorful listen, but it's not good pretty much on any metric you can think of, and that is Freely's Comet Second Sighting. So
Awful.
Agreed. Back to
Not
School.
great.
Is that on that one? Back to
No,
School.
it's Trouble Walking.
No.
Trouble Walking.
That's pretty bad.
Worst song on Trouble Walking.
Yeah.
yeah, actually, yeah. So, I guess there's no real elaboration on this.
It just sucks.
Todd Howarth basically took over because Ace was too messed up.
So weird.
And I always thought it was weird that because like Ace apparently approached John Waite at the beginning of Frehley's Comet to see if he would sing for him. And it's just weird that like because Ace fans don't want an Ace Frehley record with somebody else singing. And Todd Howarth is I think keyboards and playing ugly guitars and backup vocals is his zone. That's his sweet spot. Not being the frontman lead vocalist with this weird red hair. It was just an odd time in Ace's camp. I don't know. I think Eddie Trunk had a role in producing this one too. I don't know.
I think his production career began and ended with that album, pretty much.
I don't know. It's not a great Ace Frehley album, but I mean, it's still an Ace Frehley album.
Does that have Breakout, or is that the first one?
You say that too much, Aaron.
Breakout's on the first one. I actually like the power ballad on it by Todd Howarth. It's Over Now. I think that's okay, but
it's a good song. If somebody else sang it, it would be more enjoyable. But
he's okay on that. But the rest of the record, there's just so much filler on it. There's a lot of filler on that album.
What's the one where they're just talking about boxers spinning?
The acorn. The acorn
is spinning. Yeah.
I like that. That's awesome.
Actually, that's probably my favorite part. I don't hate the lead single too. Insane. I think it's all right.
It's cool. Yeah.
Not a fan of that.
Like I said, it's a fun little listen, but it's almost like cringy. You know what I mean? So
here's my question on that real quick, because I was always weirded out with the not having Ace singing. If it was the same album and Ace sang all the songs, even though we make jokes about his vocals and stuff, would it be better or the same?
No, probably worse.
Okay then.
Yeah.
All right.
Ace singing a power ballad? No.
Yeah, that's true. I can see that.
Cherry Medicine's kind of a power ballad.
Kind of, a little bit.
All right. Camaro, you're up.
All right. Let's see. I got a list of good ones here, and I'm just kind of.
You mean bad ones?
Yeah, good bad ones. Bad good ones. All right. So this was one that I think the first year I picked it, the second year I picked it, and both years I thought this was going to be the winner, that this was going to be the one that was going to win it for me. So I'm going to just put it out there one more time because it's so bad. It's so bad. And you guys, it's a fun band to talk about. It'd be an interesting conversation, but you guys would definitely suffer a little bit having to do it. So for the third time, it might be the charm. I don't know, but I'm putting it out there. ZZ Top, Afterburner. Yeah.
Good pick. I thought that was a great pick.
I was surprised at how well this did in the tournament the last time we ran it. So yeah, I'm gonna have to just echo what LC said. I think it's a good pick. I didn't think it was one of the records that people hated as much as apparently they do.
Yeah, well, when you're facing off against Peter Criss, all or nothing, I mean,
that
makes that Afterburner look like a freaking masterpiece.
Yeah. It went deep. Yeah.
That's the one, like I've said before, that's the one you can always find, though. You're like, you go for Eliminator, but Afterburner is the one that's in the used vinyl.
Yeah, in the cheap 99-cent section, we got 10 of them.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of quality music in Goodwill, but this will be there.
Yeah, you got.
All right, well, LC, man, back to you.
Well, sure.
What do you got for your second pick?
Well, I've got at least a 10-minute round, lead up to this.
All right, Camaro, back to you.
Oh man, I was just gonna go and have a beer.
Okay, go ahead. I'm just kidding. Yeah.
What'd be great is every time that I present an album,
everyone
leaves
and comes back.
Just put you in solo frame. Yeah.
Anyway,
my dissertation is done.
This one will be faster. But in short, one of the ones I was thinking about was, what? People shit on Load a lot, but Reload is really the bad album of those two. I mean, that's just leftovers from Load. That's no good. That's similar to this one, but it's not going to be any fun to talk about, Reload. Reload's just boring. So the Reload for this band is the one that, their original plan was to put out a double album. It was going to be called Twin Turbo. But they decided to put it in two. And they decided the second one to be called Ram It Down. My God, if you wanted to think of what a caricature of heavy metal is, it's this album. It's like, hey, heavy metal sucks. Let me prove it to you. There's songs called heavy metal on this album that are terrible. There's a song called Monsters of Rock that makes you never want to go to a festival called that. There's I'm a Rocker, and of course, the classic cover of Johnny Be Good that you can never even tell is Johnny Be Good. Like they've even heard the original song until you hear the lyrics. So
originally on the Johnny Be Good soundtrack.
Yes, exactly. So they got
Classic film.
Right. Anytime you have
Uma Thurman's in it. Yeah, baby.
Hey, anytime you got a guy from Weird Science in a movie, I'm in though. So,
Yeah.
Two guys from Weird Science, because Downey Jr. is in that too.
He's in that too. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
But no,
I to me it's all about Uma though. I just
oh yeah,
her scene.
I was like,
I agree with that.
Who is this woman? I remember seeing that, and then she's famous later. But in short, I think it's easily the worst Judas Priest album. It just has nothing. There's nothing there of substance. So that's
she's in high school, bro.
Whatever. So were we.
All right, sorry. Yeah.
That's
I know. Yeah, exactly.
Any
well,
comments?
credit to you, not me. I was finishing college, but yeah, I think this is a good pick. We've never had Ram It Down on the list before. We've done Turbo as a record. Wait, have we done Turbo?
No, and I don't think Turbo's that bad. I think
No, I love
got some
Turbo,
classics,
but that one gets shit on a lot.
Oh, they also have there's a lot of good lyrics. Hard as Iron. Come and Get It. Love Zone. I think there's some funny stuff to talk about there.
Okay, fair enough. Any comments from AC or CC?
Man, I don't know. I don't think it's not great, but there's still some damn good songs on it. I think if I was I don't have any Judas Priest on my list, but if I did, it would be a different album.
I know which one it would be. It'll be another double.
I do not like the album, and I don't know. I've actually thought of bringing this one up in the past, but Judas Priest almost always gets a universal pass among metal purists. So, but it's of the Priest albums, especially from the '80s, it's the one I go back to the least. So I hate the sound on it, especially the drum machine thing.
It is the most hair metal record they have. As much as Turbo gets shit on, but Turbo was kind of a successful record. This was kind of like the decline of Priest. If anything, it led into Painkiller, which was almost a reaction to bands like Pantera and stuff. So, and whatever. Like I'm kind of with you. I kind of give Judas Priest a pass because of their whole history. But yeah, this record is not good. I like this pick.
I would have liked to have heard Hard as Iron with a real drum kit.
Yeah, I was going to say on that too, this is the only album that I'm aware of, at least maybe on Turbo. But when you look at the credits, they looked up on Wiki, it lists Glenn Tipton on synthesizer and Dave Holland on drum machine.
No good.
This is true.
Wiki's always right. Well, LC, you have a back-to-back picks here. What's your third seed in the LC region going to be?
Like I said in the beginning, there's no sacred cows here. We have to hold our heroes. We have to hold them up.
Did you say that in the beginning? I don't recall that.
Well, I'm just letting you know. Like there's, I'm
Okay.
I'm not picking Lynch Mob's, rap rock album. There's a certain standard that you have for Lynch Mob. If they go rap rock, you're like, okay, this is a crazy album, but what standard did you have to begin with? But when you have a band that is one of the big four of grunge, that puts out an album that I am going to credit this to Sinzak because it's the first time I heard it. I don't know if it's out there in culture in general, but I'm giving you the credit. It is an album that the album cover represents, and I think it's overestimating it, the three good songs that is on it. And that is the self-titled album from Alice in Chains with the three-legged dog on the front of it.
Good
Huge
pick.
Alice in Chains fans. First off, to give us some legitimacy, I've saw him 3 times with Lane, 3 times with Duvall, seen Cantrell several times solo. I love this band. But this album, if you break it down, it has less good songs than Sap. And Sap is 4 songs, okay? and we're talking about, and 2 of the good songs on this album are ballads. You got, that I think are just leftovers from the Toby Wright sessions from Jar of Flies going on, where you got Heaven Beside You, and It's Over Now. And maybe Again or Grind, you can count as number 3. But I really think if you analyze it, it's a 2-legged dog, and that fucker's falling over.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, this is a good pick as far as being a bad record, but I think from my personal taste, it's almost just sad because if you know
Right.
the history behind it, it wasn't even going to be an Alice in Chains record as it was written. It's more like Black Sabbath, the Eternal Idol, not Eternal Idol, Seven Star, where it was like, I want to do a solo record, and the record company's like, we can prop Lane up, get him to sing at least 2 songs.
Mm-hmm.
Or do some background vocals, and it's amazing they even got this thing out. And yeah, this was basically I didn't know at the time anyway, but this was the beginning of the end for them. But it definitely is. I don't disagree with your synopsis of this. I actually don't really care for Again or Grind that much as far as the 2 songs you name are the standout tracks.
I mean, it on that one too. I'll just say is that the biggest hook of one of those 2 songs is doop 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 doop. When you have that is the hook doop doop.
Yeah.
That's the
All
hook.
right, let's wrap it up, guys. We got doop doop.
Hold on, Eddie Vedder just wants to chime in with
That's 3. That's 3 or 4. Doop doop. That's it.
No, but
Yeah.
he feels he inspired that. But catching up on some of the comments here. By classic, you mean
too?
garbage.
You have any
I don't know.
input on that one, just
I'm a little
as far as for an album?
I hate that album, and it was a huge disappointment buying it at Tower Records and then driving home and listening to it and being like, oh man. Because like their trajectory was this was going to be the one that made them like mega stars.
Yeah,
like
man.
it was
Fucking coming off of Jar Flies and
all
Dirt.
Jar Flies and Dirt was big, and like their reputation couldn't have been any better at the time, and it
Across
just
the board.
sucked.
Right.
It just
But it was a really long layoff, though. I mean, it wasn't.
2
yeah.
years?
To
Was
say
it
that their
93?
reputation couldn't have been better. I mean, honestly, they
Well,
didn't do anything for about 3 or 4 years.
You're right on
You know,
that.
So
But I
I'm gonna
was
say it
so
was-
excited for this album, thinking this was going to be the big one for them. You know,
Soundgarden had just dropped down on the upside, and everybody was like, "Well, I guess grunge is dead."
That was
I
a year
love that
later,
album.
I think.
Yeah, I just remember I saw Grind on MTV and was like, man, that's heavy and cool, and I wanted
It's
Thought-
not bad. I don't
okay.
hate it.
it'd be
but
awesome.
yeah.
And then getting it, and then like say, 4 songs max. are
But coming
really
off of
good.
Dirt, yeah, this is a
Uh,
fucking precipitous drop. I mean, fucking A, man.
Yeah,
And I'll
great,
just add
great
I'll just
pick.
add one last thing, and that is the one that made it lose it for me was, I'm listening to Frogs, and I'm like, when's Frogs going to kick in? Frogs, Sludge Factory. Yeah, where's the hook in Frogs? But the Nothing song, when the Nothing song says
No, that's 2 things now. CC or Camaro.
the Nothing song sticks to your mouth like peanut butter on the brain. Nothing stays the same. Peanut butter
I like-
and an
I
Alice
like how
Chain
everybody
song?
watching is like, Elsie is like clearly reading from, and the rest of us are just going.
It's because
We wouldn't know anything about that.
You know what? You know why? Because he put in the work. That's
And
why.
that's-
Goddamn right.
Right.
Yeah, goddamn right.
This
he
is
did.
March Badness. This isn't just
Yeah,
a get together.
we should all be embarrassed.
I thought it was just a get together.
No.
Yeah. All right, Camaro, what do you got? Your third seed.
Okay, all right. It seems like an easy one.
LC.
I hate to, I'm not. Yeah, I don't have notes. I'm just gonna go with this one because I think that people expect this to be on the list. I think people that if you asked the average listenership between our shows, like what kind of album belongs in this tournament, I think almost every time, right towards the top of everybody's list, is going to be Guns N' Roses, Chinese Democracy. I think it's got to be on there. It's always got a chance to win. If it's on a list of bad albums, you got to say which of these is the worst. I think Chinese Democracy always has a pretty good chance. So that's what I'm going with.
I agree with that.
Mhm.
Look, we've been doing this now. I think this is the 3rd time we've done it in 4 years. We every one of us wants to try to keep it a little bit fresh, but the reality is the number 1 seeds or the high seeds are there for a
Oh,
reason.
yeah.
And this is definitely one of those that could actually run away and win this one because people fucking hate this record. So good, nice pick, Aaron. Especially at a number as a third seed. Jesus, this could be a tournament changer.
Yeah, and I just always think about how.
And you got Mitch Malloy.
And I got Mitch Malloy. None of these other picks I really shouldn't stress over because honestly, none of my other picks matter, and none of your other picks matter. So I already got. But
sad thing is we all agree.
But the thing with Chinese democracy, I think for me personally, was how long it took. And like it almost becomes like a myth or a legend, like this Guns N' Roses album that's going to come out someday, and then it actually finally does come out. And it should be the greatest album ever fucking released at that point because of how long it took and the stories you heard. Oh, it wasn't good enough. So Axl went back in and worked on this and he did that. And he spent, meticulously working on this album for all these years. It should have been the greatest thing ever. And it's far from it. It's just kind of a okay album.
If you're out there watching what has any comments, keep chiming in. We'll stream as we go here. I'm trying to poke the crowd. It seems like there's a handful of authors still, but let us know.
Stay what?
Yeah, I was just going to say, you might want to check your mic real quick.
No, a Big Mac.
You guys don't hear me?
Now we're good.
Now.
I don't know what that was, though. So say that again if it was important to you.
I was just telling the listeners, please, the viewers, I should say, please keep commenting. Things have dried up a little bit there, but people are still, the eyeballs are still there. So anyway,
otherwise we're gonna start talking sports.
No.
But no, I'll just say that's a great pick too, because that's the one that, like I'm saying, there's so much to talk about with Chinese democracy, and I think part of possibly my play here is to, I think. You don't know. I know what Aaron's going to pick, so I'm putting soft ones out there so yours get through. What do you think?
Okay. You're helping me. We're teaming up. Somebody's got to beat Sinzak. Somebody's got to put him down finally.
Mm-hmm. I just love that you picked an album that was way cooler before it ever got released.
Right, yeah.
All right, man, it's my pick. I'm just going to get to it. This one, I had it on my list in past years, but didn't throw it up there. And I really had sort of forgotten about it. But friend of the show, Alex Alt, threw it in the comments. And fucking A, man, Bret Michaels, Songs of Life.
Oh, that's on my list.
Yeah, suck it, Camaro.
That probably would have been my next pick. This is the first one I'm crossing off. Damn it.
I just like the fact that I think this is the first time since the world has been created where the sequence goes Songs of Life, Bret Michaels, and then somebody says, suck it, Camaro. I'm just saying, that's like a win. Bret Michaels, Songs of Life.
Yeah, or even better, Bret Michaels, Songs of Life. No, I wanted that one.
Right.
Yeah.
Has nobody ever said ever.
Correct.
Hopefully I'm not exposing too much of Alex's personal life, but he flew into the Twin Cities and we went record shopping. It was me, him, and his old man, and we hit up a place called Electric Fetus Records, believe it or not.
Electric Fetus?
Like it.
Beautiful.
Yeah, a little kind of famous.
I like it.
But we were flipping through the CDs and I found this and I'm like, you should grab this. And he's like, yeah, my mom used to listen to that all the time. His mom and dad live in North Dakota, and not like Fargo, more west, in like where you never hear it.
Right.
In a way, I'm like, there are only 8 copies of this CD made. How did your mom even get one? And then he starts rattling off all these facts. Of course, he's right. Jesus. So there's one woman in North Dakota that enjoys this record, and hopefully Bret Michaels will take Mardi Gras or Party Gras there this summer. But yeah, fucking Songs of Life, baby.
Maybe that's the market for Party Gras.
Yeah, parts unknown, North Carolina. That sounds exactly like the kind of places Bret Michaels' solo band plays.
Mitch
Now,
Malloy as well.
I was just gonna say Mitch Malloy from North Dakota himself.
Yeah.
Does this have the cover, the Sublime cover, or is this a different album?
I think it's a different record. Yeah.
Yeah.
This
Don't
is
they all have a
this is his
Sublime
very
cover?
first.
Well, the thing was when I put this on my list, I actually was walking around looking at my CDs back here, and I got to Bret Michaels, and I was like, oh yeah, I've got to pick one of these. And I'm like, but which one? You know, because there's a few of them.
They're all bad.
Could you hold one up and say, I'm the one guy that bought this thing?
Right.
I thought you just walked up to your CD rack. I'm like, looked at all of them and said, which one?
Don't you have an entire section for just Pretty Boy Floyd?
Yes,
He does.
Now do you
He does.
do you put
I do.
I know because it's on your list. You're curious sort. You buy them. You hate listen and you keep going. But
Right.
what I was gonna say is, do you file Bret Michaels under P or under M?
Under M. I keep the Bret Michaels
Why not B?
as far away
P
from the
as in poison.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. But if you really want to talk about modern alphabetizing,
Oh, sorry.
I don't.
I'm pretty sure my whatever I think I can't remember what player I use. Music B puts it under the letter B.
Yeah. See, and I did that at one time, but then what I realized was when you go to the store, it's always under M. So I mean, not specifically. I'm every time looking for Bret Michaels, but
Now, do they actually have a placard for Bret Michaels, or is it just the M?
I don't know. Depends on where you are. Alexis Fetus definitely has its own Bret Michaels section.
I'm not sure if we're going to be able to allocate a full placard to Bret Michaels. I just need to put this under M.
There's in there with the poisons, you know, but no.
Well, they might, because you know that CD is going to be there for a long time.
Yeah.
Right. You really want to highlight it.
You know, it's like one of those ones that's like hidden behind because there's like a row of them because everybody bought all the Ozzy CDs. No, the Bret Michaels CD is always going to have that one CD right in front of the
Now
placard.
that I think about it, do you notice this? Ugly Kid Joe and Local H always has its own placard. Now that I think about that, based on that.
Well, I think CC is starting to pace like a cat, ready to get its treat.
Damn it, Paco. Now I got to pick a different Bret Michaels album.
They're all bad.
I was just going to make a callback reference to Two Dudes Fest. All right, my next pick. So this is like the kind of the obvious choice for me because everyone, for some stupid reason, attributes them to me. But I thought, why not pick the worst album by this band? And thanks to the wonderful YouTube creator Todd in the Shadows, who did his great Train Records series and included in one on this album, I'm picking the 2014 release by Nickelback, No Fixed Address.
I had that one.
And this album, I mean, Nickelback sucks to start with, but this album is even worse because they go into pop and electronic territory with some of these songs. And if you want a good laugh, there's a single called "What Are You Waiting For?" Go on YouTube and look up the video for this song. It's the most desperate attempt at being relevant you'll about ever see. So that's my next pick. Nickelback, No Fixed Address.
That's a solid pick. I watched that whole thing. I was like, I think you sent it to me or you posted it, and I was like, I'll watch this. And I was locked in. I watched the whole thing. It was an hour long of terribleness. So, yeah, I don't think I knew any of the singles off that one. Did you?
I didn't until I saw Todd's video on it, and I'm like,
Okay.
oh, this is awesome. This is, like it's bad enough that it's Nickelback, and like this is the worst of Nickelback. So I figured that deserved a seating on my tournament bracket.
Agreed.
So this is not the record that has "You Look Better with Something in Your
No.
Mouth," or okay.
That was one of their classic albums.
Oh yeah, that was Dark Horse.
There we go. Yeah.
on the album cover for that, I still remember it says 11 new Nickelback classics. It's like, how can you call them classics? They're new. That's impossible.
That's confidence right there.
Instant classics.
Instant
Instant
classics.
classic. Yes.
It's my best record since '78, Curly. Sorry.
There you go.
All right. So what's going on here? What's happening?
Yeah,
Aaron,
what's next?
Thoughts on No Fixed Address? Do you have that in your collection?
No,
Gee, fuck Paul Stanley.
but I did.
Without a rubber.
I when you were talking about Nickelback on a recent Beat the Geek, I actually had to go get a song clip, because we've been sticking song clips on the Beat the Geek, And so I was like, fuck, I got to get a Nickelback song clip. I don't know what song. So I just looked at like, what's their most recent? It's that one. And then I just picked some random thing. And I was like, well, this ain't very good, but I'm not going to spend any more time listening to Nickelback songs. So this is going to be the transition clip.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, Sinzak, you got back-to-back picks here. What's going to be the 4th seed in the Sinzak region?
Okay, so... Oh, so all right. So if you already picked Bruce Willis, then that means I have to go to something else, right?
Well, yeah, it's already picked. I'm not sure what you're saying
there. Oh, no, you're fine. So I'll go back to one of my ones from last time that didn't make it, just because I think the whole premise of it is funny to start with. It was the Jeff Tate led version of Queensryche in 2013 with the with the very subtly done album cover Frequency Unknown, where it's got the fist on the cover and it says FU on it, which I thought was the album cover alone deserves to be on this list, but the album kind of sucks.
I actually went and gave that a listen this week in preparation, and it's pretty much all over the place. What was the lineup for that? Didn't that have like Blotzer is the drummer, or was that his live band? Remember he had a really weird...
No, Brian Tishy was the drummer. And
that's right.
Kelly Gray, and I think Rudy Sarzo was playing bass for him when I was seeing him live, but I don't know if he plays on the record. Devin dropped some Nickelback knowledge. Is that what that said?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I go back there.
My closet Nickelback obsession.
Call back to my Gorky Park pick from a couple years ago. Thank you, Matt. Yeah.
Nice.
And then
I almost picked them again.
What's the number on this? This is actually we have some decent viewers. Amazingly, nobody watches anything live.
Not good enough to say out loud.
Okay, fine.
You're smarter than me. I always say, "Hey, it's 25 people."
There's 48,000 people watching right now.
That's right.
Right on.
Yeah. So, but only 3 of them are commenting for some reason.
Thanks, Michael.
Hey, Todd Cunningham agrees with Matt. What is Alex Alt? Hey, it also had some awful re-recordings of the Queensryche.
Oh, I didn't know the bonus.
Oh, we got Aaron back. Let's get him back on here. All
right.
I thought he was just really pissed that I picked Frequency Unknown.
Oh, he's out.
Yeah, we're all chagrined about that.
On that Queensryche album, was there any songs that involved that spitting on somebody is the most insulting thing you can do?
I think he's a little more clever
subtle?
than that. Nothing direct.
Weird time though when he was.
I saw that lineup play to about 75 people here in Nashville.
Yeah,
in a room that seated 1,000.
Wow. They still do it like
Billy Hardaway went with me.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Love Billy Hardaway. Is he watching? No,
I doubt it.
But they still try to, I think, sort of fuck with each other because at the Gothic, within a week of each other, Jeff Tate is at the same place as Queensryche coming through with Armored Saint. Like they seem to follow each other on tour. I don't know if you've noticed that when they come to your town. Like
no, we don't get both tours here in Nashville.
No, okay.
You're more upscale there in Denver.
Oh, really? I don't know about that.
Is that how it works?
We're not a music town.
Yes, that's how you base it. Denver is a much better music city because both Queensryche and Jeff Tate show up.
That's the measuring stick.
Within 2 weeks of each other.
You can have it.
All right. Well, I have my
the order
next.
Is all. I'm over here now. How's the picks going to work?
Yeah, just deal with it.
Okay.
So I got the at the 4th pick here for my 4th seed anyway, I should say. I got a handful I'm looking at here, but and I know Randy Brown really wants one of us to pick that Melvin's record that he fucking hates.
Saw that.
Celebration Abortion Clinic or something.
Yeah, something. And I'm not sure. I think Aaron, do you like the Melvins a little bit? I'm trying to think. Am I the most Melvins man in the group?
Yeah, you are definitely the biggest Melvin in the room.
Yeah, I have about 5 of their records. I do enjoy them. I've seen them live about 3 times, but I definitely don't go as deep as Randy does on this stuff. So I've never actually heard the record. I'm going to trust that it's horrible, but I am not going to pick that right now. I'm going to pick an artist that I do know very well that I don't believe this has ever been picked on here, and that is Danzig, Black Acid Devil. This record, hold on, let me take care of LC here.
That's a tough one.
This record is God, it is unlistenable to me. I love me some Danzig. You know, Misfits, Sam Hain. The Sam Hain stuff is weird and recorded poorly, and I still really enjoy it. This record is like, God, it's like electronica. I don't even know how to describe it. It's just bad. I really actually don't want this one to win because I don't want to listen to it. And honestly, we could just listen to one song and then just be done because the entire
it's the
thing
same
is
song
like,
over and over again.
Yeah, God. It's so abrasive sounding that every song does sound the same. It does have that Johnny Cash cover that got thrown in the not Johnny Cash cover, a song that he wrote for Johnny Cash that I don't think Johnny Cash actually recorded, but God, I can't remember the name of it, but it was in the Hangover movie.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's a bad one for sure. I wouldn't want to talk about it.
I'll have to plead ignorance on that one. I don't know that I know that one. And I was never a big Danzig guy, but I do remember friends of mine who were really into Danzig not liking it when it came out. I do remember that.
Yeah.
It was right after everybody in the classic lineup basically either were fired or quit. I don't know the whole story, but yeah, Erie's gone, Chuck Biscuit's gone, John Christ gone, and then it's a fucking electronica record. And the next record I like a lot. It has some of the electronic flavors, but it's more of still has guitars and drums to it. So,
what was the one after that one?
Satan's Child.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's terrible. Black Ash Devil's bad. I got it. I got all the Danzig, but that's the worst by far.
I forgot about the Hand of Doom cover.
Is that bad? I haven't heard that one.
Yeah, it's horrible. The whole record's bad. It's just like
there's nothing good.
13. I do think I heard that though.
Yeah, no, that song is actually decent. Plus, I got LC back here. But 13 is a decent song, and yeah, it's at in the credits of the first Hangover movie. That's probably the closest thing to a listenable track on there.
Yeah. Even it's not great. Not by Danzig standards. Dirty Black Summer, all that stuff, man. Shit.
Yeah, no shit, man. And yeah, and actually coming off of like that run of those 4 records and then dropping this fucking turd out there, it's just like, what the fuck are you thinking here? So, and that's when Rick Rubin said, "Yeah, we're no longer friends. Why don't you go to a different label?" All right, so that brings it to you, CC Camaro.
Okay, all right. So what do we got here? This will be my 4th pick. I'm gonna go with an album kind of similar to what you're talking about with that Danzig album. Like when you think about a band that's got like a distinct sound and you expect a certain thing by a band, but then they totally follow trends and go to a place where they don't belong and nobody buys it. So around 96 or so, when Marilyn Manson is so huge, Wasp looks at that and goes, man, that Marilyn Manson, he's really making some money. Maybe if we made like a Marilyn Manson album, then we would get really popular again too. But Marilyn Manson fans don't give a shit about Wasp. And Wasp fans, they like Electric Circus, like, Blind in Texas, stuff like that. They don't want to hear Kill, Fuck, Die. And so for my 4th pick in March Badness, I'm going with Wasp, terrible album, KFD, Kill, Fuck, Die. Yeah, that's...
Sorry.
You've been cloned.
I threw you off there, and I meant to play that just once.
Is that you, God? It's me, Camaro.
God.
I think you are God, Aaron. I think it was fun.
Oh, no.
You're not going to believe this, Aaron. I love Wasp, and I love that fucking record.
Do you?
Yeah, I do, man.
There's some stuff on it that's, if you take it out of your head, like, this ain't really a Wasp album. This is something weird and different. There is some kind of cool stuff on there, but man, if you're a fan of The Last Command, I mean, it's hard to put those two things together. It's just so weird. I gotta add it. I gotta put it.
It's definitely different, but I love the title track. The song "Kill Your Pretty Face" is really cool. I don't know, man. It still has the Blackie hooks.
Right.
It's that kind of industrial recording. It is weird to bring back Chris Holmes and that be the first thing you guys do together.
Hey, yeah.
But and the next record was more classic Wasp. I think Eldorado was next. But anyway, still a good pick. I mean, this is definitely a controversial and definitely a good record for March Badness. So
I don't hate the album. It's a good pick for this bracket thing though, because it's a very divisive record among Wasp fans. But I like how angry it is. It's like one of the angriest records Blackie's ever done. But I don't know. I don't hate it. I listen to it once in a while.
Between me and Alex Alt, as you guys can see. So
yeah.
Yep.
I
don't think I dig 98% of it, but I like at least half of it.
Yeah, that's another one. I think when I bought it when it was new, and it was at a time where you hadn't had a new Wasp album in quite a while, and that's another one where you have to go to the record store and be like, "Hey, Wasp has got an album coming out in a couple of weeks. Can you special order that for me? Because nobody else is gonna have it." And I got that.
Will fuck die for me,
right? And then you had a special. You go through all that, and you want to like it so bad, and then you put it in, and it's like, wow, this is them trying to be something different, and it's
you going to the Waukesha Kringles to get this.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to go back to Alex's comment here. Let's break down the 98% because a record is basically, in its entirety is 100%. So what is the 2% he doesn't like? Is it like the 12 seconds coming out of one part of a song? I mean, because if you don't like one song entirely, you're well below 90%.
It's like,
sorry.
If you're
telling me, Alex.
If you're telling me Kill Fuck Die is 98%, you're trying to say that that's a damn near perfect album. I can't.
He doesn't like the track Fetus.
More Fetus?
Either.
Yeah, but if he doesn't like the entire track, that takes her down to probably about at least 91%.
Yeah, there you go.
It's a minute and 20 seconds. So
Baco bringing the math.
Oh, excellent point. Maybe that's it. So he's not too far off with the 98%. And then it's you're like 97%, 96%.
Oh, he answered you.
All right.
See, I had the Walmart version of that album. It was just called Kill Fuck Mary. It's just a bunch of games.
Blackie started a meme and he didn't even realize it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, then with that, LC, give a quick Kill Fuck Mary on the three of us.
Oh God.
Hey, you wanted to go here.
He's open.
Well, I'm definitely killing you. So you're gone.
I win.
Yeah, you actually do.
I really thought whoever
Thanks,
brought
buddy.
I'll just roll the dice on the fucking the Mary and on the Decibel Geek guys because it's just I love both of you. You know what I mean?
I'm celibate. Sorry.
Yeah, that's all right.
Me too. All
okay.
All right, LC, we got your fifth pick, and the first time we get to see. Oh, wait, no. Your fourth pick.
Yeah, I'm gonna move from one to the other ones. That was another biggie. I'm gonna move to something that's more a little light, more light, and that is probably one of the more recent albums that's come out. But I think this was universally panned, and I'll get right to it. And it was a band that was definitely put into the hair metal, whatever. They had to market them somehow. But then they decided to partner up with a dude from a band that was definitely in the hair metal zone, and that is the album Tesla with Shock.
Yeah, good pick.
So I don't.
Yeah, a couple of the listeners actually threw this in the comments.
Right,
so
that's I was gonna give a shout out for that. That was a good pick. I'm not sure who it was. Maybe Todd Cunningham. Maybe put it out there. I'm not sure, but definitely. I think I listened to one pass and I was like, it's just no. Test. I think they say it Test Leopard. Is that what it's they say?
Something like that, yeah.
It's even more awkward when you're in the studio listening to it with the drummer watching you listen to it.
Well, I was just gonna say, I know we've told this story on Decibel Geek VIP, and I know only a certain amount of people get to hear that, but I'll tell you a pretty funny story about this album. So Chris and I go out to Troy Lucchetta's house to talk to him. And, you know, kind of like the most awesome thing you can imagine when a guy says to you, you know, the new Tesla album's done. Do you want to hear it? And we go, well, yeah, we want to hear it. Yeah, you know. So he sits us down in this room, and, you know, he plays it and he walks out, you know, and me and Chris are sitting there listening to it, and we're looking at each other like, what? You know, oh man, you know. And so it's a funny thing because he comes back and he's like, what do you think? And my brain is like literally tearing itself in half.
And I did Aaron no favors. I just clammed up, and I'm just like, I'm gonna let Aaron talk. I didn't even know what to say.
My brain is tearing itself in half, and one half of my brain is screaming, just tell him it's awesome. It's Tesla. You're in his house, you know, just tell him it's awesome.
Right.
And the other half of my brain is going, be honest with him, you know, be honest with him, tell him the truth. And so I ended up telling him the truth. And I was like, hey, man, you know, total respect. You know, I love Tesla, but to me, this doesn't really sound like Tesla, man. It sounds too much like modern day Def Leppard. And I don't really like modern day Def Leppard, but I love Tesla. So what, you know? And it's like, and he's like, you know,
Aaron was never heard from again.
No, but he actually
he agreed.
what he said was, you know what? I agree with that. You're right. And so then I'm like, whew, man, I'm glad I was honest with him and told him the truth instead of just being like, yeah, man, it's great. It's great. You know, thanks for but my brain, man, it was like.
At the end of that, did he put his hand, did Troy put his hand on your shoulder and say, thanks for coming by, and get the fuck out of my house?
Get the fuck out of here, don't you?
He should have, but he didn't.
And that whole thing we just recorded, don't release that.
Yeah,
That's right.
That was the Albums Unleashed for
That's
the
cool,
Mechanical
though.
Resonance.
I like the fact that you, you just spoke your mind, and he probably knew it sucked too. I think
Well, we kept looking at each other after every song, going, "Man, what the fuck?"
Was this? Did he preface it with the fact that Phil Collin had produced?
I think we had talked about that before.
Oily Phil.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, LC, CC has taken up all your time. That brings the picks to me. No, I'm just kidding. LC, what's your second pick here in the? Wait, the fifth. This is gonna be the first matchup now. What is gonna go up against Tesla Shock?
You throwing it to me?
I couldn't see here.
Yeah, I'm going twice.
Yep.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So that's weird.
Why do our records face each other? Why don't we face set up the bracket so I'm facing
Baco
and LC?
Every time one of you leaves, shit moves. Just fucking deal with it and let's keep going.
I'm saying in the finals, in the actual bracket, is my album face it off against another of my albums.
Oh, we've talked about this in the past, so I'll just refresh everybody. I don't want it to be where basically the end of it ends up being 4 Chris Sinzak records.
Yeah, I guess
I want it to be a final 4 that represents each one of us. Plus, that's kind of how these things work. It's a region. It's the Baco region. It's So I know the sports metaphors are difficult with people who really into music, but that is the reason. I thought about twisting it up this year, but then again, we're just going to end up with no matter what we do, somebody's going to be lopsided and somebody's going to be left out if we don't have everybody involved. So, but let's get back to the selections. Number 5, the 5th seed in the LC region. What do we got, LC?
All right. So now that I know I'm going against the funny little Tesla Shock album, I'll put one that has a little more meat in the bone, and that is, again, one of the big 4 of grunge. And I was all in on this band until their 3rd album. I love the packaging on it, tons of promotion coming out to it, but goddamn, I mean, they've had this over their career as far as stuff I love and hate, but I have a special hatred for this album. So again, this is going to be maybe kind of for those about to rock. That is Pearl Jam Vitology. Wow. I came off of Versus and I was like, this band is killer, and 10. And we're talking about a band that had Better Man and Nothing Man. Might be my 2 most hated songs by that band.
Hands down.
And so having Man twice, not good. On top of it, they have a song right in the middle, so you can't avoid it, called Bugs, with like Weird Al on the accordion. Just bugs, bugs, like that. Like they're challenging their listener at this point.
Don't forget Foxy Mop Handle, man.
Exactly. They have a song called that. They've got even the rockers, like Spin the Black Circle. To me, that's just an annoying song.
That one's a
me,
decent song.
Spin the Black Circle. Oh, wait, you get it? It's vinyl. It's cool. It's spinning.
Not For You is probably the only good song in there that I go back to. It's just Not For You.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's the standout.
Okay.
That's the one that I think is great. Whipping is okay, Satan's Bed, but overall, I mean, you could say No Code is terrible. It's boring, but this one just So, Vitology, Pearl Jam. Your thoughts?
We're so damn popular, you suckers will buy anything.
That's kind of what I felt on that one.
Yeah.
I almost felt like they were like challenging the audience to still buy their record. With that one. It was like, let's make the most fucked up album we can. You know?
Yeah, it was a pretty big letdown. I remember buying that because I was all in, and that's when I tapped out. I didn't buy another Pearl Jam record until fairly recently. The one, the Electric Shock or something like that, but whatever. Lightning Bolt.
Lightning Bolt.
All right, well, CC. I keep doing that. Camaro, you have the next pick. What do you have for your fifth seed? This will be going up against Wasp, Kill Fuck Die.
None of this really matters because Mitch Malloy.
I know, this is all.
It's just like Peter Criss last year.
All pomp and circumstance.
We all
That's been
know
covered.
how it's going to end.
I don't know. I guess I'll go with this one. LA Guns? No. The LA Guns.
Oh, God.
That's another one. You know, it kind of goes hand in hand with Wasp a little bit where, you know, if you like LA Guns and you're still sticking with them through this time where you're going and asking the guy at the store to special order you these albums and they show up and you
do that a lot, man.
You did back then in the 90s, man. In the 90s.
In Waukesha.
Wassa.
I keep saying that, but yeah, where was it?
Wassa.
I was actually just making it up. I wasn't too far off. Wausau, Wisconsin. All right.
Wausau, Wisconsin. Intersleeve Records. Hey, man, LA Guns has got a new album coming out in a couple of months, you know, or next month or whatever. Can you order that for me and then go to there to get it and then look at the album cover? It's like, well, that's weird. You know, this doesn't even look like a rock album. This looks like, you know, some kind of gangster rap album. And then you listen to it. And, man, if you thought you were buying an LA Guns album, you had to be so disappointed with that, you know?
Did you say the name of it?
American Hardcore.
Okay, there we go.
The LA Guns.
LA Guns. Because, you know, it's like Warrant 96. It's like,
Right.
we're not Cherry Pie and we're not Ballad of Jane. We're the LA Guns now. And so you better recognize, you know, we're here from the hard streets of Los Angeles. You know, they moved from Sunset Strip down to Compton and became the LA Guns. Very gangster. But it's I guess Tracy Guns was like, man, Pantera is awesome. I wish we were more like that. And then that was like their stab at it, but it doesn't work really on any level. Now, you take the whole story out of the equation and listen to just the music, there's some stuff on there that's kind of okay. But no reason to call it LA Guns because LA Guns, it is not. So that'd be one. I don't think it's going to win. I mean, I think anytime you put this on a list like this, it's got a chance. But I would sure have fun listening to you guys dissect that album. So that's what I'm going with.
I love it.
Cool.
The weird thing about Tracy Guns, as good of a guitar player as he is, he does not have a distinct sound. Like, you don't listen to something and go, that's fucking Tracy Guns. He is very much a chameleon when it comes to his ability to play. And I've seen him live a bunch of times, and he's amazing. And but yeah, it's just one of those things, you know. Well, it gets to me then. So my fifth seed would be going up against Black Acid Devil by Danzig. And I think I want to pony up on the Poison wagon one more time. This one goes out for Joey Haney. I'm going to pick Poison Hollyweird. I don't even know if I've ever actually listened to this record, but it's Poison. Anything with Bret Michaels on it's got to be bad. So
it's bad.
Hollyweird is my 5th seed going up against Black Acid Devil. I think you guys know more about this record, so I'm just going to keep things moving. What do you guys got to say?
Oh my God! How can you? That's the greatest album of all time. How dare you? Oh,
Let there be rock.
People in North Dakota are raving about it.
Yeah, they're mad.
Didn't Poison play at least half of it on their opening slot with Crew and Leopard?
I don't think so.
Isn't that like
because
their-
Poison got some pretty good reviews on that tour, and had they done that, they probably wouldn't have.
I see. Did they even
They
have a
did
producer
do
on the
new-
album?
They did do new material on the Power to the
Hey, Rick
People
Fox
tour.
is here.
Okay,
Hey, Rick.
All right. Nobody pick any Steeler. Rick Fox.
There's only one to pick.
No,
That's true.
Steeler would never end up on a list like this.
Oh God! All right. Well, up next,
Holly-
CC. What's Go ahead.
Oh, I'm up next. Okay, so
No, you were about to say something about Hollyweird.
it's just bad. The album cover's awful, and then the music's even worse.
Is there a horse on the cover or something?
No,
It's
it's,
like- no,
a lot of motorcycle
It's a girl.
strip. It's generic.
Yeah,
Joey
very
Haney from
generic.
Rock Strikes 10 thinks this should run the table every year. So he's.
Did they have a producer on it? I mean, they went from like huge.
I don't think there is a producer.
That's what I was
on
just
that.
gonna say. They had like 3 big names and then 0. When did it come out? 99, 2000
this-
something.
This was a budget album for sure, and I would imagine that Bret Michaels.
That's going to be on Keel World, I believe, Rick. If
Yes.
Ron telling me the right stuff.
That's cool. I saw the photos.
Cool, can't wait.
That's awesome.
Book. That's super cool.
All right. All right, CC.
I hate it that that's Poison's final album. They need
Yeah.
they need to come out with something
Wait,
better. And
That
they're-
literally is the last one, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is. Last full length studio album. What a
Wow.
terrible way to go out. Poison, please do another album. Don't let that be the last one.
Now I have a question for the Poison experts of Decibel Geek, and that is that when did this album come out that I saw on vinyl that Bret Michaels covers all Poison songs, but it's under his name? I saw it out there in the wild, like maybe
I think I
couple
remember
months ago.
that, but I can't remember when it came out.
like he re-recorded everything, but it's just under his Bret Michaels name.
Aaron, do you have that
Do you
one?
have it? That's what I want to know.
Was the album called Name Your Poison?
I don't know.
Don't know.
Sounds like it would be.
I
Sounds
think-
like they definitely would use a version of that.
I think
but-
so. And I think there was like guest artists on it. I think Ace Frehley even was
I didn't know Bobby Doll had a rec room.
Hollyweird.
I'll be all living the life. He's got a rec room.
Who knew?
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's a
Yeah.
3-bedroom rec room.
Rick Fox letting us know we can make some plans to go to Vegas in April there.
Oh, so Poison's back together as of April already.
No, that's back
Oh,
to Steeler.
Oh,
Keep
we're back
up,
to Steeler.
Manny.
Sorry,
Come on,
I'm
man.
sorry. The
Show
narrative
me
box
your
lost
hits.
on me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Show me your
Show me
hit.
your hits. That's it. Now that's a pun I can get behind.
The girl on the cover. Yeah.
Mhm.
He's talking about boobs.
Ah!
So funny.
All right.
That's as clever as
Sinzak.
Party Gras.
Party Gras, show us your
Yeah.
hits.
Party Gras 2, baby, coming to 4 cities in the near you.
Mhm.
Anyway,
North Dakota.
Sinzak, your 5th seed. What do we got?
I brought this one up because Baco
This is going up against Queensryche, Frequency Unknown.
doesn't matter. Mitch Malloy's going to win anyway. But
We've all conceded.
I'm bringing this one up because Baco likes to make fun of me for going back and trying to like this album once a year.
I think you're thinking of LC.
No, you've made fun of me for this.
Okay, fair enough.
Released in November 1986, legendary band produced by the less than legendary Tony Platt. It's an album called The Doctor, and the band is called Cheap Trick. And
I have literally had no thoughts on this record. This is. I actually was listening to last year's episode in prep for this. That was this guy who was like, "Why do you keep doing that? I want to remove myself from that." Cheap Trick, The Doctor.
One good song on the whole thing. The rest of it is just
really, what song is that, Aaron? Because I
The
don't
last-
know it.
the final song.
It's
only
he has
one?
it.
Yeah. No, I got it. Yeah, I definitely have it. And I listened to it and it's like, this is terrible. But then I can't think of the name of it. But the last song on the album is actually kind of okay.
It's only
But the
love.
rest of it's really bad. Really bad.
You didn't like a man you nip you later or whatever the fuck it's called.
No.
Oh, I get what they're doing there.
I really want to get a fake arm to come down.
What? Strangle me?
You know,
Or give me
whatever.
a-
No,
or
no,
give me a
just tap
handy.
you on the shoulder and give you a little attaboy.
Okay.
Yeah, you're the one who wants to kill me. I just want to support you.
Okay. All right.
I want to
That's
fuck
weird,
Camaro.
Whoa!
I just want an isolated track
Boy,
for
the
that.
Coors Lights are
I
kicking
bet
in.
you do. I bet you do.
Yeah,
While listening,
I'll get in line.
I'm
I'll
on
get
number 2 here. I might change my pick for the Mary and the fuck.
Okay.
I'm just
It
letting
is
you know.
March Badness.
Things go sideways on number 3.
All right. CC, your
I'm
sixth.
not that aggressive. I'm kind of soft, kind of gentle.
Your
Oh,
sixth
so-
seed is going to go up against Nickelback. No fixed address.
Just ignore the guy in the corner.
Oh, I have to go back to back.
That's all of us.
Which was
Wait!
we are in the corner. Wait a
That
second.
was I did.
How can
you
I
know what?
ignore myself?
I'm sorry, Elsie. That was a great joke.
I never heard you say that.
No, had no reason to prior to
It's
today.
been close to 9 years. That's true. Finally,
guy-
victory!
This fucking guy. One
You're
of
all
these
about the-
kids is doing his own thing.
Man,
It ain't this dude. Wait, I'm trying to.
I don't know.
I can't. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
You're like the Tony Robbins of
Oh.
podcasting.
Uh,
You're an attaboy king.
that's the
Love
nicest thing
God
you've
damn,
ever
I
said
feel
to me.
good now.
Sinzak, what do you have coming in for your sixth seed in the Sinzak region?
I can't believe I haven't picked this one already, and I don't think anyone else picked it last time we did this. A classic released in 1997 on CMC with an equally classic album cover.
Anytime you say classic, released on CMC, I'm in.
I'm totally serious. I'm talking about the album Shadow Life by Dawkins,
Oh,
Ooh,
which ties into another pick because I picked Frequency Unknown, who has Kelly Gray on guitar. Kelly Gray is the unfortunate bastard that produced this record.
okay.
Wow.
What's his? Can you pull up his production career?
Dude, is it really worth it?
No, I'm just
I'll look and
curious.
see what else he's known for. He did plenty of things with Queensryche, including Q2K, American Soldier,
Oof.
Dedicated to Chaos. Yeah, he sucks.
The classics.
But yeah, Doc and Shadow Life, not one good song on this album. I think every song is terrible, and it sounds bad. The album cover's bad. The production's bad. The playing on it's bad. Yeah, nothing good to say about this. It'd be funny to hear you guys have to review it though.
Okay.
Fair enough. That brings it to me. I have Brett
Rich
Michaels'
Love.
Songs of Light matching up. She's-
I thought you were gonna pick Brett Michaels' Songs of Life again and just throw it in there.
yeah.
It's worthy of
You know what?
two choices.
If everybody's cool with it, I can just do a Brett Michaels.
That would-
Yeah.
That would be funny if
fine.
you just picked only Brett Michaels out.
Right.
Songs of Life is going against Songs of Life.
Does he have 8? I can do that.
So
No,
I'm
going
not
up
actually
against Brett Michaels, I gotta
Rock
pick
of Light.
something that won't beat him. Jesus Christ! I got my list here. You know what? I'm gonna go back to the well. White Tiger, self-titled record, the Mark John Post Kiss album.
I just
My
imagine this
Lord.
well and White Tiger is in it. To just grab out of. Yes.
Rest in peace, Mark St. John. It's a stirring tribute.
This album
It really
has done
is.
well in brackets past. I think once we weed down enough of these classic records, this is a future champion. I don't think it's going to win this year, but it might sneak into the Sweet 16, maybe the Elite 8, but probably not the Final 4. Yeah, White Tiger, this thing fucking sucks balls. For people who don't know, it features David Donato on vocals, Mark St. John's brother, who goes by his regular name. Sinzak, help me out with this. Norton something, right?
Michael Norton.
Norton.
There we go.
Also played with Laidlaw.
Yeah, so and this is like one of those like because there weren't a lot of like really hardcore indie hair metal records, and this is one of them, and they all sound exactly like this, and they're all bad. poorly produced, bad songwriting, and just nothing. Like only like, I mean, people with brain injuries enjoy this stuff. I guess is all I'm getting at. Is like this is a really really bad record. It probably is deserving of the title, but anyway.
I'm just curious if the manager for White Tiger ever pulled him aside and said, "Guys, I told you, snake or lion, not tiger."
White lion, snake, tiger.
You think White Tiger had a manager?
Oh God.
I love Rich Love's comment.
Yeah.
Put the people that back up. White Tiger really shows off the true talent of Mark St. John. It sucks.
Oh,
How dare you say that to Balloon Hands?
I would have loved to have heard one more record with him. Honest to God.
Did you ever hear Magic Bullet Theory?
No.
He did put out an instrumental album called that.
Oh no, I meant with Kiss. I would have liked to.
Oh,
see
you meant with Kiss.
Them to do one more record where it wasn't like Gene and Paul in combating against each other and just whatever. Because I liked his playing on Animalize. So.
Oh, I did too.
Not me. Thumbs down.
Oh,
Speaking
You've had enough.
of
into the fire.
Oh, well, that's a great song. Without the solo.
So
all right, Camaro. Your next pick is going to go up against Chinese Democracy. I'm going to have to find out what it is later because I, like you guys, need to take just a little bit.
Oh,
The
he's
guy
gone.
that's running the show is gone?
I'm going to take a little bit of a.
All right, let's make fun of Baco now.
I told him to bring a bucket.
All right, so I'm going to go with one. It's pretty simple, pretty easy. I'm sure this one's been nominated by at least one of us before. I'm not sure if it wasn't me. Could have been, but I'm nominating it this time for sure. Great band, terrible album, Megadeth, Risk.
You and I are simpatico with our lists here. I have to cross this out again.
Yeah, nice.
Please,
Yeah,
that
it's-
one's-
it's
elaborate.
Like, so, I mean, same thing. You know, back in the day, Megadeth's on a roll, man. They've been putting out these killer albums. And then, what was the single off of there? Was it
Crush them.
Crush 'Em?
Crush.
Crush 'Em was
Crush them.
pretty
Crush
cool
'Em again.
song. Yeah, pretty cool song. You hear that and you go, all right, new Megadeth, heck yeah. And then you get the album and it's like, oh shit, this is literally the only good song on the entire thing.
Well,
I don't like any of it.
he wrote it for a hockey team.
Or
I think it was
they use it in
for-
wrestling too, pro wrestling.
See,
I just
WCW used it.
So here's some useless facts. That song, per my wiki research today, was used in, God damn it, it's a Van Damme movie, Universal Soldier. It was like a sequel, and it had Goldberg.
Yeah, Goldberg
And it
was in
too.
that.
There you go.
And then there was some crossover play on that with, I think
Wrestling.
Megadeth played live on Monday Nitro one time and
That makes
probably
sense.
played that song.
and they were trying to look like a grunge band at the time. Remember, like some of them cut their hair and everything.
I don't remember that. Aren't you
Yeah, they
thinking
did.
about-
I know Ellefson cut his hair off,
I've never
Mustaine
seen that guy
didn't
with
do it.
less than here.
and I think they had Jimmy DeGrasso playing drums at the time, maybe.
Okay.
And he had chopped all his hair off. They were trying to look more like Godsmack at one point.
Baco?
What was the pick?
Megadeth, Risk.
And this is a return every year.
It
So
is.
this is a
It
good.
is.
This is a very good pick at number 6.
There's a lot to
I
talk about with that too.
Yeah,
Here's my
you
question,
gotta
Camaro:
put it
is did you like Cryptic Writings or not like it?
I did like Cryptic Writings.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that was like the peak of this is what we're gonna do with melodic stuff.
That
and they
was-
just went
yeah, that was-
way
and
too
then-
far after that. Okay, so
Yeah.
you're good with that.
Yeah,
Just
I
wanna
was
make
good
sure
with
you weren't a
the
hater
Report,
of that.
Train of Consequences, all that good stuff. Yeah, love it. So,
That's
but then
euthanasia, but-
our euthanasia, God, loose
okay.
cannon, being like you now.
How dare you?
So was this
Making up stuff, you mean? Being
that was-
inaccurate?
that was the one before that album. What about this one? No, that was the one after the album. What about this one? That was the one before it. No. Yeah, I don't know. It's just bad. I can't think of any other song but Crush 'Em, and I can barely remember that. So, yeah.
I would like to comment on Rick's thing here. There is a lower level of indie that I'm talking about. I apologize, Rick, because I think the Skiller record sounds pretty goddamn good.
Oh yeah.
And all that kind of shrapnel stuff is a level above the super indie hair metal I'm talking about. Because if we had the technology we have now back in the 80s, there'd be a ton of it. It would sound a little slicker, but these guys going into demo studios and releasing an album like White Tiger. But yeah, that Steeler record is a classic. And apparently he knows Mark St. John, so cool.
Wow. Oh yeah, Sweet Savage.
Yeah, I've seen the picture of him with Mark St. John. And a lot of people see that picture online and they think it's Vinnie Vincent, not Rick Fox. I remember that.
Oh boy. Well, apologize to Rick.
He's watching. He hears you. All
so,
good.
Aaron, will you say though that there's one gem on there, and that's Prince of Darkness? That song. I don't know if you remember that one. That's like it's almost like the Stones. God damn it! The Devil. What's the Devil Rolling Stones song? Help me out.
Sympathy.
Sympathy for the Devil.
Sympathy for the Devil. It's almost like that. They still use it to open all their shows, Prince of Darkness, but besides that, it's like nothing. Anyway,
pretty weak.
Yeah.
All right, LC. You what do you have? We're kind of wrapping up your region here. Your next
is this
pick,
number 7?
This is number 6. This is going to go up against Alice in Chains self-titled. What are you going to go here?
Okay, so I'll just say it. Has anybody ever heard? This is one of the greatest singers of all time of rock, Chris Cornell, with his album produced by Timbaland called Scream that came out in 2009.
I've heard some of it.
It is batshit crazy. Just imagine he gets together, he tries to get funky, he tries to do different stuff. He has some guitars on it, so it still qualifies as rock. But
it's almost one song from beginning to end the way they produced it.
Okay? So you were a person that you have.
I own it, of course.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay. So what was your reaction?
Yeah, it's not honestly. The weird thing is that Chris Cornell's solo career, like the highs are really good, but it's a lot like the Van Halen, David Lee Roth records. There's a couple really good records, but man, those killer tracks are great. The bad ones are bad, and I think there's one song on there that I kind of like. I can't remember what it's called. Like it was supposed to fall down, but yeah, it was definitely weird and it was goofy.
You know what? I'm actually going to take that. Can I make an exception, or is that
you want to change your pick?
I do. Actually,
oh yeah,
because that one's okay. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate that. I don't know what I was thinking, because that was like my other one. I see I have another one left here, and that is one that has been. Go ahead.
You have 3 picks left. Do you want to leave this one there or not?
No, not really.
This is only your 6th seed. I just want to make sure you understand. You've been drinking.
You have more chances. You can roll with.
We'll just leave it there. I want people. The reason I want to mention it is so people can check it out and see what an oddball album it is.
This would be a fun one to actually discuss.
Yeah.
It's at least an interesting listen. But yeah, I would agree with you that it's not good.
Next.
It's you again, buddy.
All right, I'm back again. Here we go.
Well, hold on. CC and AC, what do you guys got on Scream?
I'm not familiar with it, but based on that, now I want to listen to it.
Is that the one that has the Billie Jean cover on it, or is that a different one I'm thinking of?
Maybe on the bonus track. I think Billie Jean is actually on a different record. It's kind of like a bonus track.
Then I'm not familiar with this one.
Yeah, this was straight up. He connected himself with.
It has hip hop beats going almost all the way through, and one song goes right into the next one.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah, Timbaland. Timbaland.
Timba.
Back when people thought he was a genius,
right?
He produced this. So
yeah, and every song,
right now he's hanging out with Pharrell.
That's Pharrell.
And check out our latest episode of Covers and Fire.
But yeah, so
interviewing Andre 3000.
Yeah. DJ Khaled's there.
I think each track has, and it's not an exaggeration, at least 9 to 10 co-writers. If you look on it too, it's one of those.
So it's a pop album.
Exactly, it is. It's a pop album. Okay,
Scream
Matt.
Matt Ashcraft
not good.
Endorses your pick. All right, well, what's your 7th seed? This will be going up against Ram It Down, baby.
this is a good matchup then. All right,
Yeah.
this one's been in the mix several times, and again, there's a lot to chew on here, but it was definitely one where, my God, I was so looking forward to this. They're back together. You know, I loved it when they did the departure, but you know, got it during my lunch break. Fucking put it in the car, cranked it up, and ooh, it was a tough listen. And there's maybe 2 or 3 on there that I can deal with, and that is Motley Crue, Generation Swine.
Another one that just keeps coming back, and for obvious reasons.
Yep. And now that we know the fact that maybe half of it had Karabi involved, and then they changed it and flipped it up and just threw Vince on there and took away Mick Mars' solos, and just a mess. Just a mess.
It would be
overall.
interesting to hear Karabi sing these songs.
I agree.
Because it's more in his range. You know,
Mhm.
it was weird hearing Vince sing this stuff.
And I should say too that I think all 4 of us are fans of the '94 album, so it's
sure.
not like we were like not you know, but it just doesn't work. It doesn't work, and I think there's a lot of funny stuff on it too. I love the fact
Brandon.
that it says mother. Yes, what am I thinking? Of course, it's out there, and the fact that the opening track I think says motherfucker 3 times, and I don't think they ever drop the F-bomb once. Stuff like that. It's good stuff.
Yeah, it would have been interesting to see if they would have kept Karabi and spent a little more time on the album, on the songs before it came out. That probably could have been something pretty damn awesome. But it's like, okay, we're done. Here's Vince. Get him in here. Make him sing it. If you don't like it, fuck him. Make him sing it, you know? And then, like, again, that's another one. It's like, okay, you know, I like 94. It sucks Karabi's gone, but hey, they got Vince back. That's cool. You know, maybe this will be a great follow-up to Dr. Feelgood. No, it ain't nothing like that. So you double fucked everybody, you know, you let them like 94, but then you take that away. Then you go, hey, don't worry, Vince Neil's back. And you think, okay, return to the classic sound of Motley Crue, because what they did on 94 didn't work.
Check,
So
please.
Rich Love knows how to empty out a bar.
Check,
It
please.
says I was spinning records at a bar, and somebody
But he
wanted
was.
Motley
Sorry.
Crue, and I played Brandon.
Well
She's your
played,
mom.
Rich.
I'll just add to that.
I think Rich is going to enjoy this whole process.
Oh yes, and I'll just say too, because
That's
Rich,
awesome.
the Chicago guys, is I remember how quick that Crew double backed on that album, where Generation Swine came out within less than a year. I think they put out that greatest hits, and I saw them playing at the Aragon Ballroom. For those familiar in Chicago, like Rich, you know that's maybe, I don't know what the capacity is. You can put it in the comments, but it's definitely much smaller than they're used to playing. And it was nothing from Generation Swine and all fucking greatest hits. And sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, that's what they should have done. They shouldn't have done that album, or done it with Karabi, or scrapped it and started over.
I agree.
That's my pick.
That album belongs on a list like this.
All right, Camaro, your 7th seed is going to go up against Megadeth and Risk. What do you have here?
What's a good matchup for that? I guess this one. I don't think this one's ever been brought up before, but it definitely belongs. So back in the day when Rob Halford left Judas Priest got a new singer, and they kind of tried to stay true to the sound of Judas Priest. But what Rob Halford did was about as far away from Judas Priest as you could get. Here's another guy.
Don't do it. I love this album.
Well, you'll enjoy this then if it wins. So Rob Halford, kind of like Blackie Lawless, looks around at the landscape and goes, what's hot and popping with heavy metal right now?
Hopping.
It's Marilyn Manson. And so Rob Halford, this is before he does the Halford band, you know, and it's before Fight, and Fight is heavy and rocking. But man, the
This
band.
is after Fight. Is
It after
After.
Fight? Oh
Yeah.
shit, man! What the hell? Even worse. So he comes out with this thing called Two, which I don't understand, and the album's called Voyeurs,
Warriors. Yeah.
and I don't understand that either. It's not cool. It's not good. It belongs in March Badness.
I didn't
Is that-
mind it.
Does that band just have 2 dudes?
I have no idea.
No. Okay.
John 5 is on the record.
I listened to
Yeah.
it once. It was
The
like,
math doesn't check out.
awful. This is awful. I don't like it.
I actually saw 2 live.
Really?
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this is one. Maybe I need to pull it out again. I haven't listened
It's
to
your
it.
doctor.
Yeah, I haven't listened to it since it was new. So
Again, Sinzak, that
I
was
give this one. I give it 2 decades.
LC who
decades. I
said
try again.
you should listen to the That's Your Doctor. I did not comment. I don't know Cheap Trick enough to even have an opinion on that.
Maybe it was. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was you.
100% it was. Don't get me
Oh.
wrong. I'm more than happy to bust your balls and stuff. I just want to give credit to this guy.
Gotcha.
I'm still wondering why you're not upset that basically, based on my comments, that like you're the guy I kill out of the Kill Fuck Marry. So this is
You're upset or I'm upset?
Sinzak.
Oh, I'm upset. I'm the one you would kill.
Well, that's if you look back at my comments, they kind of worked out that it was fuck, marry, and that leaves kill. So it's
Oh man,
I thought you'd be more upset with that.
I can't imagine anybody wanting to kill Chris Sinzak.
Well, I don't want to, but I only have 3 options. So
Well,
Guys, I think we just need to do a sidebar and we'll talk about this offline, okay?
it'd probably be easier
Work
than
this out.
fucking or marrying me. So I get it.
yeah,
Just ask my wife; she'll tell you.
She wants to kill him too.
She probably does.
No, Aaron, this is actually a good pick. I do enjoy this record. It would not as much as Kill Fuck Die, which you also have on here, but yeah, this is definitely a stretch and kind of a weird thing, and it's perfect for this list. And it'd be a fun listen to review. So nice pick.
Right on. Thank you.
All right, well, that brings it to me. This will be going up against Freely's Comet's second sighting. So who's going to lose to that turd? Let's see here. You know what? I'm looking at my list here. I have a couple oddball ones that you know what? Fucking Bullet Boy, Zaza. That's it.
Oh,
Oh, that was quick.
Hmm.
Is that their second? Or is that Freak Show?
oh no,
That's the
Freak
third
Show.
record.
That
It's the one
Freak
right
Show.
after Freak Show.
And Zaza is not good. Not
Yeah.
great.
I haven't
What's
heard
on
that
it?
in
Give
forever.
me the single.
Was there a
Nothing?
single on that album?
Okay.
I don't think there was.
Was.
No, this
Does that
is
have
like
Saint Christopher or is
Warner
that on
Brothers
Freak Show?
going, I guess we
That's a freak show.
contractually obligated to release one more of your records before we have to say fuck you. Yeah, I literally saw this record for the first time in the cut up bin. I didn't even know it was out.
Is
Oh,
that
I
the
see
one
what
with
you're
the
saying.
guy on the cover standing like he's going to do a deep dive, but there's an
Yeah.
explosion behind him? Yeah, the cover's probably the coolest thing about it.
I do not know what the Zaza reference is.
Yeah,
Same
me
here, me either.
That's news to
Hopefully
me.
Rick can type.
That would be a good one to win it, so that you guys could teach us all about the magic of Zaza.
I'll be
Or
right
the
back.
lack
My
thereof.
family doesn't understand the importance of talking about terrible albums. Just gonna be right. I'll be right back in. But keep going. I'll be back in 1 minute.
Okay.
I'm glad my family doesn't care about me.
It's from The Godfather.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh, Godfather
wait.
3.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
what's it mean?
I don't know. I haven't seen Godfather 3 since I
Well,
was like 10, maybe.
Mark, yeah, got it for
I'll
the
be right
three,
back. too.
All right, well, it's you and me, CC. Apparently, we're
All
just going
right.
to talk for a little bit and entertain the audience here. How's it going, buddy? Good to see you.
Going good. How are you?
I'm doing well.
I'm jealous. I'm still jealous of you having an Iceman. One of these days, I'll own one of those things.
Well, if this is like how Paul Stanley would describe a woman, it looks good from a distance. But no, I bought this thing and I've played it. It's beat to shit, and I love all the scratches and indents that I put into it. But yeah, it's 94 PS10.
Did you buy it new?
I did,
Oh,
yeah.
that's cool.
The funny thing is that I saw like a bolt-on version of it that was like, I don't know, $200.
Mhm.
And I went up to buy that, and I came with a buddy, and my buddy was like, you have to buy this one. And so I took the money that I had saved up because I was, not doing great. I wasn't like super wealthy.
Paper route money.
Yeah, basically, yeah. I was like, And then I went and volunteered for all the overtime I could get for the next 2 weeks. And I got the money. And then like my boss, or the first shift boss that was benefiting from all this stuff, he came back to me and was like, hey, we'd like you to work. I'm like, no, I'm done. I was just doing that for this one goal. I'm actually very proud of that I worked really hard to just, pay this off. So I used that original money as a down payment, bought the guitar 2 weeks later. And it's been my main rig for the most part.
I want to own one of these days. I want to get the H.R. Geiger version. Have you ever seen those?
I have not.
The Alien?
Yeah, it's got like the alien type painting on the front.
Oh, okay, yeah, I get what you're saying. I am with almost anything in life, but like definitely my guitars, black. I don't mind a little silver, something small, something understated, but I don't want nothing busy. I want it fucking glossy. I want it black. So anyway.
Gotcha.
And something that says I also worship Satan. Something a little subtle, like, Anyway, all right, where did we leave off? So it was me with Zaza, and we have CC. It's your 7th seed.
So
this will be going up against Danger, Don.
Don.
Howdy, bang bang. Cherry.
I'll go for one. I'll go for one that should be a worthy competitor to it. And yeah, LC, the moment you've been waiting for is here. This is a Frontiers album.
Yes. I knew it.
He knew it.
Yeah,
this is
he did.
Growing Up
he
Rock.
Did know it.
Listen up.
This is an album by.
This was their album of the year for Growing Up Rock.
That's right. You talk about their top 5 picks.
Honestly, I think this one, even the Growing Up Rock guys probably hate this album.
Wow.
So it's really saying something. But it's the 13th studio album by a very famous band, but no one remembers this album, and it featured
Night Ranger?
a singer. No, it features a singer that I think was only in the band for this one album. No one's guessed it yet.
What, keep going.
Journey?
Since this Frontiers is the last decade, or what are we talking here?
2017 is when this came out. The band was well past their prime, and they are technically still around today, even though no one from the original band is basically still alive.
And they have one
Nazareth?
No.
But it's one. They had one singer only for this album.
This singer was only on this album, I believe, and he was also on a
Frontiers.
talent TV show before that.
Oh, this is your album, Baco.
Oh.
This is Quiet Riot.
Quiet Riot, Road Rage.
The time you got Quiet Riot guys pissed off.
Oh, that's awesome.
Great pick.
Am I missing a story about Quiet Riot?
Oh, tell them, Baco.
What's the
It
story?
was on Decibel Geek.
Oh, now who are the members that recorded this? Do you know? It was like it's one of those guys who've always been around.
Frankie?
Kelly.
No,
Kelly
Alex Grossi on guitar. Chuck Wright on bass.
Alex Grossi took exception to my Decibel Geek record review of this because I shredded it. And the best part is that he shared 10 links to other album reviews that were like, this is how people actually review records, not this guy. And only 2 of them were active links. And those 2 were reviewed by people who only heard the 2 songs that were leaked out. My review, I got an advanced copy of the record and heard the whole thing and reviewed the whole thing. And yeah, this is the one that has the American Idol singer on it. And
James
it is
Durbin.
it is Jesus fuck, it is horrible.
Yeah, and now that you mention that, I remember all that going down when it happened. And you should do more reviews for the site because like that was fun at the time. But I remember
Ace Frehley just released a new record, but I don't think Aaron wants me to review that one.
I don't think so.
What? It's awesome.
Yeah, of course it is.
I wasn't going to touch that one.
Nope.
Although it has grown on me, but
I don't think it's worthy of this. I
don't think it's worthy of this. But no, this was so awful when it came out, and I remember, you couldn't even find the most loyal Quiet Riot fans to get behind this one. I don't think I saw anyone say anything positive about this thing. It was
Grossi
bad.
did.
Who did? Alex Grossi. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember Freak Flag was the single, and that video and song, which is cringeworthy. Just awful.
I want this to win now.
I want to make sure
It's worthy of winning. I'll tell. It's that bad.
Coming for you, Mitch. Coming for you.
I don't know about that.
All right, before we circle back on the last
I just want to
four
mention one
picks,
thing. I just want to mention one thing about this because I want to make you jealous. Is I saw this lineup promoting this album in a parking lot behind a diner in 2017.
Was this the Freedom
2017.
Fest thing?
This
you
is
went
the Freedom Fest thing where it was like being in a prison. They had like cages. It was all fucked up. But he came
It's
up.
called Freedom Fest.
They played at least 2 songs off of this, and their entire crowd was this.
Why did balloons just fly up in front of you?
Because it's a great comment. I've never seen when they played the originals. I've never seen so many people get into their portable chairs. They logged in there just like this. And then wait, I think they're gonna come on the noise.
Alex Alt knows way
slowly
too
got
much
up for
about
that.
this record. Apparently, it was re-recorded.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah,
Oh
so
my
there's 2
God.
crappy versions of this record.
Wow,
Oh, Jesus.
I can't believe it. They have a limited edition that's also terrible.
There should be some sort of like punishment for doing that to the public.
Yeah.
It's the album you didn't want the first time. The new version of Quiet Riot Road Rage.
Oh my God.
But the second one's Brendan O'Brien, I think, that remixed it.
No way. Mutt
It's
Lang
still
comes out
terrible.
of
He can't even fix it.
Mutt Lang comes out of retirement to
Oh
produce
God.
James Durbin.
Okay, guys,
Iron,
I got this.
Quiet Riot.
All right, Chris. Before you make your final pick here and select your ace seed, and we all kind of circle back around here, I would like to mention that there will be voting starting on Monday, March 4th. Now, in the past, we've done polls on the Decibel Geek group, the Cobras on Fire group, and then on Twitter. Twitter always had the most action out of all 3 of them, and it made a big deal of it. But Twitter is very different here. So I would just want to, it may be similar to the past. Right now, I'm trying to come up with a more shareable version that we can actually just kind of like do something online that people can share and link wherever the hell they want. But I guarantee if you're listening and or watching or whatever, you will be able to find out where to vote starting Monday, March 4th on both the Cobras on Fire group and the Decibel Geek community, right? That's what's called. Yeah. So I'll make sure that stuff's out there. But definitely, the people who know. But the people who don't, we want all the votes you can get. I don't even care if we set up a system where you vote multiple times. Rig the system. Who cares? All right,
Podcast
Chris.
Tournament.
Yeah. You get your 8th seed is going to go up against your number 1 seed, Lou Reed, the Metal Machine. What do you got?
God.
It's funny to go back an hour and a half.
Yeah.
What's going to kick this ass?
I don't know if it's gonna win against that, but this album sucks pretty bad. And it,
Mad if you 3-peat.
well, yeah, and this was top of mind since Aaron and I did the whole Warrant Janie Lane discography recently. Another CMC classic came out October 1st, 1996, talking about Belly to Belly, not by Warrant, but by Warrant 96, because there is a difference apparently.
I remember like when you guys, I think Aaron picked it last time. And I said like I was going to pick Warrant discography.
Oh,
Motherfucker.
Terrible. Yeah, this guy, we have a big disagreement about that.
Well, thank God for clarifying that.
Yeah, just letting you know.
Yeah.
For those new to the show, I think
Yeah,
Janie
there's
Lane
a-
is talented.
High
There's
five.
a-
No, I love some Warrant, not this record.
Damn it!
High five, LC.
You're making me see red.
Don't leave me hanging.
What a horrible song.
High five me. LC, high five me. Other way.
What do you mean other way?
Yeah,
My
look,
hand
look at
is
your
over
screen.
here.
Oh, I don't. Maybe we don't see the same screen.
move your hand the other way.
I'm lining up perfectly
Aw.
to your. I'm actually.
Let's.
They're so soft. I thought you were a guy that worked hard. You seem like you have.
Well,
like,
this is just degraded
hands.
into a mess.
It's a
This
nice
is what
manicure.
happens when you guys make
Let's try it.
drag
What
Thursday
kind of
night.
hand
All
lotion?
right, we
you
can try
use?
to. How do I do it? Oh, you. Now there we
God.
go.
This is. I think we found it. Listen, I think we found. Somebody take a screenshot. This is the for the show. The show art.
We're stupid.
Everybody put their hand
We're
up.
so stupid. I'm
There's a combined somewhere around 200 years of expertise, and we can't put our hands together.
And about 20 IQ points between us. Yeah.
Thursday night drinking, baby. Woo!
But yeah, belly to
200 years of rock
belly to belly,
experience.
it sucks. It's not as bad as Metal Machine music, but I thought it deserved to be on the list. So that's all my
I
picks.
am a hateful young man. What's that song?
Angry Young Man.
Angry. All right. Good enough.
Angry. I'm gonna be.
I'm
angry.
amazed anyone remembers any songs off that album.
I had that. I still have the physical.
Nice.
But
Sorry.
I will tell you this: is that I will endorse this pick in full, and I will tell you that I think we talked about this before, but you know, when you call yourself Warrant 96, there's only a certain time period you can use that name. You got to update the logo every year.
You don't think Warrant
you know what?
96 tour would go over big in 2024?
Man,
gotta re-
Warrant
you gotta-
96 is fucking great. Warrant 98, holy shit.
You got to remember, LC, in 1990 or 1989,
Yeah.
Tone Loc, the lyricist and poet, he
Yeah.
said, "This is the 80s, and I'm down with the ladies." And
Right.
a year later, that was no longer relevant.
That's
so,
true.
Anyway,
You know what I say? There was that big risk of Warrant Y2K. Do you remember that worry?
Oh,
About
yeah,
laws
that
were
was,
gonna break
that was
down?
horrible. Yeah, I did not sleep.
I just love the idea that Wally Norton just shows up and is like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Dude, we're talking about rock, man.
That's
What
my
are you
boy, Cunningham.
What's Baca? What's Todd with? Oh, the fact that he doesn't like Warrant. Okay, that's your guy. That's your allegiance.
I have no idea what he's talking about, but yeah, let's go with
Oh,
that.
I do. I could figure it out. I could.
Just take the W.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
thanks. I think I will.
There's a lot of subtext here.
Take from the
A
champ.
lot of subtext. All right, guys. Well, my last pick. This is going to go up against the return of Bruno, the future champion of March Badness.
It'd be funny if that won.
2024. Oh man, I got a few to pick from here, man. Officially, Sinzak, that one record was the only one that was crossed off my list so far. You know what? I'm gonna go back to the well again for you, LC.
Look,
This has
just
to
get back.
be-
Just reach past White Tiger.
This has to be. This is just a little past it. Put my arm down there, like you pick up. Gene Simmons' asshole.
Yes.
This has to be on here.
How could there not be a Kiss? There has to be something Kiss here.
Yeah,
Classic album.
You know, the
I
weird
like it.
thing is, like, I did one of those things that LC mocked you for with Cheap Trick to the Doctor and threw this thing in while I was doing some cooking about a month ago.
Some cooking.
And you know what? I was like, it was as bad as I thought it was.
Oh,
But
come
no,
on.
this record is horrible.
I like a few songs on it.
I just like the
Yeah, I
fact.
like Black Tongue and Sweet Dirty Love.
Yeah.
That's it, I think.
I like the title track's okay.
What?
You don't like that one? Catchy.
Catchy asshole. So
Catchy
Catchy
you know,
asshole.
like COVID.
what I liked is when he was promoting it, and he was like, "So just so you know, I've been collaborating with a guy named Bag."
Oh
It was like the Beck or something like that. He was trying to be more relevant, and like half the songs. To me, I think he basically went to Bag and gave him a small bag of money and said, "Thank you for writing all these songs for me, and this is my album."
I think his cover of
Fire.
Firestarter is not one of the worst covers I've ever heard.
It's just a carbon copy.
Yeah, that's
There's nothing different about it.
right.
Yeah, but the fact that Gene kind of pulled it off vocally, it's almost like I can't believe it actually kind of fit.
It's okay.
It was like,
Yeah. Musically, it's okay, but God, the video. Holy shit.
Alex.
yeah,
Alex
the
is
video is
right.
garbage.
Weapons of Mass Destruction is a good song.
I don't like that one.
No, he's wrong actually.
I like
And
that.
I was
That's
excited to
probably
hear
the best song on
Carnival
the
of
album.
Souls, the title, the actual track, and I was like,
So Alex, I don't know if you know, he's talking about big saggy tits.
Oh, weapons of mass destruction? Is that like
Really?
massive wagons?
What is weapons of mass distraction?
Oh, distraction.
You ever heard the demo of that where it's the power to raise the dead with Ace Frehley on vocals?
That's a
Is that on
weird
the
song.
the vault? Is that the eighth
know.
disc?
It's on Spotify. I mean, sorry, Baco. It's on
Really?
Spotify though.
Okay.
I like this. I haven't purchased, but it seems Ace's new album is not good.
It seems.
Yeah, we're gonna give it a couple years, Brian.
Yeah.
Honestly,
At least one.
My initial reaction is that like he has at least 2 other records more worthy besides Second Sighting
Future?
than this one. So
Coming in the future, you're saying?
possibly, but yeah, we have to get a little deeper into the Ace catalog before we get to that. The new record.
And my final pick is Volume 3 from the future of covers.
Yeah.
Origins 3.
Origins 3.
I just love the idea that Wally tuned in and all we're doing is trying to figure out how to high five each other.
You never seen
God.
4 guys struggling with technology as much as that.
You
scene.
have a lot of entertainment options, and you picked wrong.
Right. Correct.
So sorry. We're so sorry.
For God's sake, I'm going to go back to Suddenly Susan.
Look at what you've chosen.
We're doing it again.
Yes.
It's easy to do the down.
So is this going to be the Tuesday episode? Or
No.
Oh.
This is the live thing we're doing here.
You can't release this as an episode. Are you
Oh, I
kidding
think
me?
Yeah.
edits.
Seems pretty funny to me.
All right, Camaro, what do you got?
What's this going up against?
I'm sorry. This is going to be. Oh, what do you mean? What's this going up against?
It's your number
The
one.
future champion,
Okay,
Mitch Malloy.
That's what I wanted to verify.
Yeah. So who's Mitch gonna stomp?
I don't know. I feel like I should pick something he should easily walk on because I'm fearful that maybe somebody don't understand the importance of the Mitch Malloy, and how much it would mean to the world for
God,
that
it would
to be the winner.
I think it would crush
Hey,
all of
can
us
you,
if
can,
Mitch
Baco,
doesn't win.
can you explain who Mitch Malloy is?
Everybody knows he used to be in Van Halen.
Well, he was a
right?
former singer from Van Halen. Yeah.
Yeah,
He used to be
okay.
in Van Halen. He's
Everybody
that
asks
guy
him
that
that.
constantly gets asked.
Right.
Yeah.
Aren't you the guy from Van Halen?
He gets that a lot.
And
He gets it a lot. Yeah.
and then the
Get that a
the Whole
lot.
Foods grocer is like, I had no idea. I'm just trying to do my job here. So.
Exactly.
Would you like to round up for charity?
Yes, and it's 10 cents per bag.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
There you go, Rick.
Did you?
Oh,
would
shit.
you like to pay 10 cents for a bag?
I don't know. I don't know what to put up against that. I got a few left on my list. I got a few that you guys chose also. Man, this one's so bad. It could give Mitch Malloy's album a run for its money. I guess I'm going to go with this. I mentioned it on the show on Decibel Geek not too long ago that I got this album like years after it came out and got the CD and brought it home and put it in the CD player and went to listen to it. It was like, there's something wrong with the CD. So I took it out and looked at it and was going to wipe it off, thinking there were scratches or something on it. And I was like, well, no, it's not scratched. No, let me put it back in. I put it back in, listen to it like, no, there's something wrong with this CD. And I'm at the point going, it was something. So I go to YouTube and I look up one of the songs on there and like, nope, that's how this sounds. It's really, really that bad. So I give you my final pick in March Badness 2024, going up against the almighty Mitch Malloy. It's the Scorpions, Eye to Eye.
I used that one
Officially,
last
the
year.
second thing taken off my list, but I've already picked.
All right.
Oh God, that's bad.
Yeah,
I would actually love to see that one win.
Same here. Yeah.
See that one?
Voters.
I don't have any feedback on that one. Please elaborate.
That's good. That's good for you because
You don't want to hear it.
you might someday soon you might have plenty of feedback on it. It is that bad. When you buy something in like a CD and you put it on and you think the CD is defective because the music is so bad that you think there's something wrong, like this can't sound like this. That's not how it's meant to sound. No, that's how they meant it to sound. And they listened to it after it was done and released it. And it's so bad. It's so bad. It might be one of the worst albums ever. Not even just by the Scorpions, like by any rock band ever. Like I listened to part of it and it was like, I don't never want to listen to this again. And I put it back in its case and I stuck it on the shelf in the S's, and that's where it's sat ever since. I've never pulled it back out. So I can't even really elaborate on it or tell you anything about it. I know that I listened to one song, I was like, there's something wrong with this. I listened to 2 songs, and it's like, no, it's meant to be this way. I listened to 3 songs and said, forget this shit, and never listen to it again. So it's bad.
Is it on top of the music in the songs, the production is also, is that why you were right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, definitely.
The bad sounding album. I saw them on that tour.
Yeah, it's not good. So the production.
All right, LC.
I'm intrigued.
Take us home.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take us home, LC.
Man, I had a lot.
What's going up against ACDC? I'm sorry.
For those about to rock.
For those about
Sergeant
to rock,
Pepper. Yeah. I hate that album.
You people. All right. Well, I got one that's going to take it down. But by the way, Camaro, I think that at least 5 of mine were crossed off during for your picks. So I am left with 1. And I'm just saying there's some good ones.
You and me, buddy. That's you and me.
And by the way, we're getting to the end of this too. This year, I just like the fact that we brought a lot of new stuff in there too. It's hard as we go, every year.
Gotta try to mix it up.
Agreed.
Yep.
Well done, everybody.
Yes.
Yeah, I liked everyone's picks.
So here's one that I was looking for the date on this, but in general, it's definitely a top 5 artist. It moves around a little bit, but this is the time that this guy was coming back. He'd had a couple great resurgence albums in a row, and the lead up to this album, this was early, like I would say 2008 is when this came out. And this artist put out like kick-ass video promoting this, the website, the artwork, everything. They're like, we're going to come back to, you've been liking these garage type albums, but we're going to come back with a theme. This is going to be like old school Alice Cooper.
Oh,
There's
you're
the
picking
artist.
Alice.
And we're going to come back. And I was like, okay, this is cool. I'm liking Eyes of Alice Cooper. I'm liking Dirty Diamonds-ish. But when Along Came a Spider dropped, I remember going to Best Buy, and I remember going to and saying, like, the day of release, like, hey, can you give me the Alice Cooper album? And they had to go back and find it. They bring it out. I love all the artwork and everything leading up to this. From the production to the songs, they had special guest stars, Slash and Ozzy, and everything. His vocals are the worst of his entire career. There's not a single redeemable song on this album. I've gone back to it. That is my doctor. I go back to it.
Wow.
And I'm like, maybe I was wrong. Nope. That's my pick. Along Came a Spider. The worst Alice Cooper, unredeemable album. That's my pick.
That's a good pick.
Wow. This is a pretty good pick. I actually would consider that one, but I've got 2 Alice Cooper albums on my list that I would have chose before it, being Brutal Planet and Special Forces.
Oh, Special Forces is great.
Brutal Planet, just the title track alone.
It's not.
No pretties for you?
Pretties for You ain't very good either.
No.
I guess when you got 150 albums, you got to 4 or 5. Pretty bad.
Fair enough.
Oh man.
So,
Well, gentlemen, this has been fun.
Yeah.
It's been bad.
it's definitely been bad.
It's been bad.
Thank you.
Anyway, so anybody that's still hanging in there, we got actually our highest listenership right now. Or viewership.
Low 5,
yeah.
Sinzak.
I'm
Okay. I tried. Get their hands
over
on.
here, Chris. Oh, I'm sorry, Devin. You want to try to?
Yeah.
It's easier to do the up down.
Here, I'm gonna get a screenshot of this.
I don't know what to do with my
Yeah,
hands.
I just. All right, we're gonna try to make a shareable bracket and put it out there. We would love it if people would print it out, write their own picks in all the way through to the end, and share them. This year we're not doing a prize because it's a pain in the ass, and I pay out. You have a prize?
I have 10 shirts that have been sitting around from one of the Rockin' Pods from years ago.
Oh no!
You want to give
send-
all 10 shirts
I'll
away to
send
the
you
winner?
all the shirts,
All 10
that I
shirts.
have. They're Cobras and Fire. You can have large. You can have extra large. You can have medium. You can have all these. I got
All right,
these out of
fair
my house.
enough.
For the
We're
whole
gonna,
family.
We're going to share a bracket, and you're going to win. No joke, right, LC?
No.
We
Yep. Take them,
you can-
please.
you win 10
Yes.
Probably got about 20 Rockin' Pod
10
shirts I can
Cobras
throw
and
in.
Fire Rockin' Pod themed T-shirts that says no bots.
Oh
And
yeah,
if-
that's the best
if,
one.
if it doesn't fit, give it to somebody who does.
That's right.
You-
Take it
it
down
didn't
to your
cost you
soup
anything.
kitchen. Give it to them at the bread line. Play Megadeth Risk.
Bunch of homeless people walking around Denver with Cobras and Fire shirts.
Oh, my
It's my main
God.
audience.
But thank you so much to everybody that tuned in and watched us live and commented and kept us kind of going here. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Aaron. You guys have been nothing but supportive our entire life. And, of course, big inspiration and a catalyst to help us become the monster that is Cobras and Fire. And LC, always good to talk to you. We need to
Absolutely.
talk more, man.
Yeah, man.
But
really should.
I'll see you Sunday
I'll kill
morning.
you.
But I fuck you.
And Devin, more post about your cat and your kids.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Anytime. Oh, no, that's
we're-
him. He needs
Where are we at with the cat? Where are we at with the cat? You guys.
no cat.
Had to go there.
Oh, I gotta talk to your wife. I'm gonna make that's gonna change.
Please don't. Thank you.
All right, please don't.
All right, everybody.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, thanks again, and look, please vote and help us pick the record that Devin and I have to, LC and I have to talk about at the end of March here. So
Yeah.
once again, thank you everybody, and we'll see you soon.
Mitch Malloy forever.
March Badness 2024.
Trying to. There we go.
Boy. I love that the music's still
alive.
going.